strike, baby. This strike, 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 this strike.
You're gonna tie up and then you're gonna push somebody and you're just gonna run back instead of circling. You saw Gordon with both.
Hey,
he would circle. I'm sorry.
All right.
That's how to start without.
Hey, jeez, man. All right, so
Fast starter, baby.
well, and a slow finisher. Amazing. All right, well, welcome to the Fist Drive podcast. This is going to be a fun episode. This is going to be the 3CG3 recap. If you don't know what the hell that is, get the fuck out of the hole in the ground and check every fucking social media right now, man. It's
Can you calm
blowing
down
up like crazy.
with the cursing already, bro?
Yeah,
That was already 2 F-bombs. This is a family show.
baby
Dude,
I don't like that
I am
shit.
fucking sorry. I will try and calm
down?
that shit down. Yeah,
Calm
I'm
down?
sorry.
Why are you posturing so aggressively over there?
I know, man. Shit, dude. Just eat some deer sausage and drink your beer.
Say fuck you one more time.
Fuck. you. All right. Well, let's give a quick shout out to sponsors. JustKeyPants.com. 6-month guarantee. Always free shipping. Promo code 2pants for 15% off 2 pants.
2 chains.
2 chains. Hey, Ricky. And Saloon Door. Best craft beer in the business. Check out their brew house and fine tasty beverages in Webster, Texas.
Yeah, and myself and Coach Ricky are going to be throwing a party there on December 21st. So please come out, help us out. This goes towards our next IBJJF competition we're going to travel to next year. So it's a big thing. It's a 30-year Saloon Door's done it for us. So please come out and drink a beer. If you don't drink beer, just show up and buy somebody else a beer.
Buy me a beer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can buy Professor Usai.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
Party.
Yeah.
Party
So
time.
check it out. December 21st, Saloon Door. The Rivas Brothers return for Hevis. The Hevis Return. That doesn't sound right. That didn't work out.
Make shirts.
All right. And our sponsor, Third Coast Grappling. Not going to say much about them because we're going to be saying a lot about them here shortly. Tonight on the episode, we have Ryan McGuire.
Ryan McGuire.
Man, I should
Are you
probably
the MC?
sometimes. I'm off duty right now. Sorry, it's been a long day. Ryan McGuire, what's up, buddy? How's it going?
Not much, man. I was reading something on my phone. How are you guys
you're
doing?
always on
We're
your
doing
phone.
good. Was it one of the 4,000 new followers we have on Third Coast Grappling Instagram?
No, I was just typing "fuck you, Berto" on my keypad.
Man,
like
fucking
500 times.
Perfect. We're
doing his
practicing.
homework.
He is.
doing
Like
his
that's
homework.
why he's a
was.
professional. It's research.
No, man, things are good. I think things are starting to kind of thaw out and content's starting to come out. A lot of today was big, man. I mean, we got stuff from Chael Sonnen. We got stuff from
Chael
ESPN.
apologized indirect. Well, for as much as Chael is going
For a
to.
guy that owns a grappling promotion to come out and say that it was cool, it was amazing, it was one of the coolest things he's ever seen. Like that's like.
And for someone who
big
holds a
deal.
title for like one of the biggest shit talkers on the planet to come back and say something nice.
But see, it's easy to say Chael's full of shit, like when he's talking bad about you. But like when he's talking good, you can't.
You're
Just
like, oh, he's such a
No, he's
genuine
no,
guy.
he's so yeah.
He's so on point.
Papa Chael, like it's basically the Lord's word is really what it is until he's talking.
Well,
shit.
the video is like over 120,000 views in like 18 hours.
Yeah.
So like that's big.
Well, there's a lot of good things going on this weekend. I mean, we had the throw heard around the world.
I mean, it was kind of like given to him, but like
Well,
it was. What,
I don't think anybody gives up a suplex so much as I mean,
but he was he was literally backing into
That's
him.
the right thing to do in that situation.
it's legit donkey guard. Someone a donkey guard, man, wide base and suplex.
I don't know, but man, it was crazy. And Gordon said
What if you would have knocked him out?
that's what Drac was saying. In
That-
class.
well,
he
I
was
mean-
like, he was like, if he would have gotten unconscious, the world would have exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The world.
Could you imagine?
It would have been crazy.
We wouldn't be here today.
But that break fall was world class.
That was.
level. The
That
way
was.
he broke that fall was perfect.
That's gonna be his next DVD, I think, is break
How to
fall from
break fall.
suplex break falls.
Yeah, because but that was amazing. I mean, but Bo's strategy in that was to keep it on the feet, hand fight, be defensive, and try and get us keep it even or to be up to to be able to get to near the end.
He definitely had a strategy.
Well,
yeah.
Gordon kept backing into him and it pissed him off, and that's when he dumped him. And there was
He had no choice.
still 2.5 minutes left on the clock, which he set up that shoulder crunch Sumigashi he did against Buchecha at ADCC.
that full sequence.
and then he threw it was the same thing, and he threw the triangle up. It was amazing.
It was good.
Ryan speaking English just now?
Well, there was some Japanese in there.
Yeah, that's what
I've been hanging around the Danaher guys too much. I'm gonna start speaking in Japanese about everything.
Yeah.
That's what I told some of the people that I was sitting with. I was like, yeah, he's doing a good job, but how is he going to do with the takedown? Because you know that takedown is coming towards the end, but when? And then when he did it, I was like, oh, it's too soon. It's
There it
way
is.
too soon.
It was, and he had still like 2.5 minutes.
That so a guy that me and Ryan know and Berto and Oliver, his name is Joe Forsman. He knows Bo's dad and was sitting at the table that Bo's dad was coaching from. And he said his dad goes, shoot. Or he goes, soup.
Oh, his dad told
His
him.
dad, and his
Okay.
dad's his coach.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, he's listening
And
to his
so
coach. Yeah.
his dad's telling him, soup.
Well, yeah, of course.
It's like give him
Like
soup.
like soup them like
Campbell's,
Like
bitches.
chicken tortilla.
No, of course he was
No.
giving him the takedown. He was like take me down,
Chicken
take me
noodle,
down.
bro.
So at that point, fuck
It's the
it,
white
just
version.
take him down.
he was literally baiting his leg out like you do sometimes. Like when you want people to shoot on their
Yeah.
single,
Yeah,
so you can uchi him.
I do that too.
Yeah, that's all I was thinking about was Isai when he
No,
kept,
it
like,
was
baiting him.
obviously a bait. He wanted to get taken down. Like he was just leaving his leg out there, backing up into
yeah.
him. He said, "Take me down."
He was since the only kind of close to pulling guard, but it's still a sweep. That scissor
Takedown.
Yeah.
I mean, closer to
There was a
takedown.
Kani Basami. It's a
So
scissor
since
takedown.
Scissor
that was
takedown.
not working. Like once he got wise to that was, and that's a wrestling takedown as well.
Actually, I was a little confused about the scissor because he went for it and then he stayed on his back for a little bit. So I was like, could this be considered a guard pull? Because I was trying to see if he was like continuing the motion
And that's
of
why he-
trying to get on
didn't
top.
finish the
But
sweep.
he wasn't really, I was like,
a sweep.
He
attempt.
was going through his transitions how he would normally finish a heel hook. You could see him like he'd get right
course.
to the heel and then let go. And he was trying to sweep, but he said Bo's base was so good he kept basing with his leg. So when Gordon would try to come up and it kept, and they were like, that was very interesting because you don't see jiu-jitsu guys do that.
Yeah.
But at the wrestler, he was able to keep his base out and keep it from getting, keep him from getting swept. It's pretty. I mean, man, I've watched it probably like 20 times, and it's just.
It was a good match, man. It
starts
was
off
amazing.
Bo was figuring out jiu-jitsu like,
as it was going on.
Yeah.
he was.
Like when the shoulder throws, like he realized that Gordon was hitting those off the underhook, so he just stopped letting him get the underhook, and he couldn't. I mean, it was such a low percentage move.
the amount of knowledge that he's just gained from that match in jiu-jitsu now.
It's like 2 stripes on a white belt.
For sure.
Is he now has seen a few things that is interesting to him because
That's
he
like-
has never seen it before.
That's whenever a Super Saiyan almost gets beat, it comes back.
Yeah.
It's exactly like
Double
that.
as strong.
But yeah, like Gordon said, like he thought
Like
that
Vegeta.
he
He's
said
Vegeta.
he said he
He's
didn't.
Vegeta.
No,
It's
sorry.
pronounced fajita, bro. Shit, you should know that.
What are you even talking about?
Fajitas?
But here,
You're Hispanic. You can't even say it correctly. Come on, man.
oh man, you have the headphones on. I can't.
Here, go for it.
Hey, quick shout out to Ricky's girl who. Speaking to Mike, buddy.
It's probably one of Ricky's white belt friends that gave it to him.
Closer.
Oh, you almost got caught. Them white belt other friends.
Ricky, get closer.
Jessica's mom made this, and so it's
It's deer sausage.
it's deer sausage.
So we got Coach Ricky in here, the Third Coast Grappling champ. He came out, a guy that was on a 2-fight Third Coast Grappling winning streak. Ricky came out there off the couch, terrible weight cut. He came out there
The
and he
only thing
beat.
sacrificed
He went from
was this
thick Rick to
podcast
slick Rick.
for-
Ricky was on
is
Ricky was on a 2-year losing streak too.
Have you seen that movie, The Dallas Buyers Club, where Matthew McConaughey is like with all the AIDS patients? Ricky looked like an AIDS patient.
He did not.
Like, no offense.
You look like you recovered from AIDS, Ricky.
And I'm not just sure I'm HIV positive on that. I'm just saying.
Dallas Buyers Club.
I think you look amazing.
You're
And
like
your
Jared
sausage
Leto
is
over
good.
there dressed up like a woman.
Oh, jeez.
No, dude, you look sucked in, and then you came to the event, and your cheeks were a lot fuller. You had a little rosiness. You had a couple eggs Benedict, maybe. Like you were feeling yourself.
Benny Benny.
And you came out there and put on. We haven't given out the Fight of the Night awards, but that was potentially
I think it was
like between you guys and the tag team match, between your match and the tag team.
Yeah.
Well, so I fought Kevin before at the Houston Open in 2018.
Was that in Houston?
Yeah, at
Houston Open in California.
Oh, okay.
he beat me then, and I knew his I knew what he was really good at, right? And I watched a lot of tape, and I try to put myself in those positions.
He did a lot of specific training.
Yeah, a lot of specific training from his best position, and you know what? He still scored on me from that position, so I wasn't able to fully negate it, but it was good.
Sorry.
Watch Lucas break his leg. Let's watch it.
No, I think the difference for you this match compared to 2018 was honestly the work you put in because you were so worried about the weight. you were so worried about like, oh man, I gotta 195 right now.
No,
I gotta drop down to 155.
I'm 218.
So then what you were doing, you started showing up to train more. You trained 6:30. You went and did some strength and conditioning. Then you would train at night whenever you could.
Yeah, he stopped playing basketball. He stopped coming to the podcast. He stopped going to lunch.
Everything. He just basically started working more.
Yeah.
Because he was so worried about the weight cut.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you need lunch?
So because you were working more and training more, you came out more skilled and just better prepared.
I think it was the mustache.
Maybe.
He didn't have a mustache last time,
I don't
right?
think it hurt. The mustache didn't hurt.
This time he had a mustache. That's all I'm saying.
No, that was a big win, man. Like a lot of people that know you that are, they're friends with you and consider, a lot of us, there was almost not a dry eye house, man, because we know how, what you've been coming back from and how hard you work for it. And to see you get over that hump and get that win, I knew that was huge.
That's what was missing in the other matches, I think.
Well, so like people don't know this, but Isai fought Kevin Cruz a few years ago, I think, and then when I lost to him, he fought Christian Guzman after that. And
You fought him at Fight to Win, right?
I want to get to a Fight to Win, yeah. But it's different, man, because I'm way, 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 way bigger than Kevin, so he's super technical, but I was like ragdolling him, around and stuff.
I remember I just remember like seeing him a lot, and he did good against me. I mean, obviously he beat me, and then he beat Christian, and so I wanted to kind of take another shot at that, kind of redeem myself a little bit. And like my brother said, I hadn't won in 2 years. I hadn't won a match in IBJJF tournaments or super fights. And
here
it is.
We got,
We actually got it up.
Kevin Crew and Hickey Hevis in here. Here, Ricky, walk us through.
Can we
all
put
kinda
that
give
on
a-
the live feed too, or can we corner mount that? Or we don't want to fuck with that right now. Let's not fuck with that.
What do you think this is? Fucking Channel 13?
Man, shit, dude. I thought Marvin Zinler was helping.
Technically, but I don't know legally.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh, good call. Oh yeah. Shit.
so-
That's why Zach.
yeah, so
Damn, bro. Fucking on top of that shit.
right here,
Stuff.
I'm surprised that Kevin is like standing up with me. I thought he was gonna pull guard again. He's really good at pulling guard right into
A sweep
his
and
best
stuff.
position. Yeah, and so I was kind of expecting that a little bit. And whenever he was gripping up with me here, he actually he wouldn't let me get this inside grip that I wanted. And so
I saw you were going for the double collar.
yeah, I
huh?
was going for the double collar. I feel safe from there. And he was really like blocking me there. You can see I'm trying to.
He's keeping that elbow in.
Yeah, he's making me have to rearrange my hands a lot. And I was never really comfortable from there.
We're kind of lucky we got a judo black belt to train with in class now, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we have a few.
A few. Yeah, that kid's a killer, though, the new one.
He's good.
Yeah.
So right here, after we reset, I was like, okay, no, he wants the takedown. So, I kind of try to move a little more, maybe move him a little more. And I'm trying to circle to my left just because when he pulls towards my right leg. And he actually almost takes me down. There it is. Yeah, he gets a single leg on me.
This is that wrestling class right here.
Yeah, and he goes. I'm able to kind of get away, and I'm on the leg. He defends.
You're able
this.
to get the foot to the hip.
Yeah.
And it gets in the middle.
You need to grab that leg, pull him in.
Then I got the.
Whoa, what
Yeah,
happened
there was
there?
a little.
There was some glitching with the stream during the broadcast,
Yeah.
but that's still pretty nice choke you got set up.
The Wi-Fi at the venue was.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's like a Futurama time skip.
Yeah.
So now we're 3 minutes ahead.
So we basically just yada 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 a couple minutes.
Yada, yada.
He's like, so takedown, yada yada yada. Ricky's on his
I
back.
started watching. I started watching when you took the back, and then I came out.
I lost my fucking shit when you took his back.
He's diving for a leg here.
So yeah, and he actually he was bothering that ankle a lot. He didn't have his hips in it correctly, but my right arm is keeping him from getting his hip
that
to
you-
where it needs to be.
When he had your ankle, all I could think about was when I tried to footlock you and you have your floppy ankle. And I was like, did he have your floppy ankle? Or your
No,
good
that
ankle?
was not my floppy ankle. So I'm.
All I was thinking about was that chest hair.
I
Chest hair was going to be out
hamburger meat.
and
there. David Hasselhoff out there.
Kevin also felt really strong too. Like I felt like I never could really hold him for too long. He was moving around really well. And there he pulled his leg out kind of easily. That was really impressive when that happened. I mentally was like, fuck. He's getting
What
into his
happened there?
groove.
Time skip? Oh, freeze.
It's a remix.
Buffering.
Freeze frame.
And this position here, like I'm in this position a lot, this half guard position, but when he gets the knee out, like that's kind of my last guard before I get past. And so I get to that position a lot when someone just gives me the ankle. And so I was able to tie his legs up here. And here I was just rocking back and forth.
I knew you were gonna get him right here. I knew you were gonna because he's like stuck in your game.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
here.
So I thought you had like every time you go against him, I'm like, man, you can beat him. I tell you every time too.
He just came up. That was
You
beautiful.
have the style to
put the
beat
points
him
on the board.
because he likes to move around a lot. So you
Right there, they
work
give
that
him-
half guard game.
They give you 2 for the
and you
sweep.
slow him down exactly.
So right now it's supposed to be 8-2. It's just that whoever was working the
No, he didn't. He just awarded it right now.
Yeah.
no, he did it a couple times. He did it early. See, he's doing
It's
it
because
again,
it's the
they're
score.
not changing it.
It's the scoreboard. There was
scorekeeper.
the Wi-Fi.
Scorekeeper.
No,
Scorekeeper.
was amazing.
And so
Who was the scorekeeper?
Vin, Lisa's
Ben,
husband.
Lisa's husband.
All right.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
He
He's
might
on
be.
top.
He might be amazing.
Yeah.
There it is.
It's time with the pass.
Arms raised. Look at
And
that.
that's what I like about the 11
Happy
point
Ricky.
deal. It's like for the point players, it may not be super submission. I'm not saying you're not super submission. I'm just saying it gives more opportunities
Yeah.
to win.
Well, I
You
mean,
know, it's like-
I know I'm not super submission heavy, and I need to be. You know, I need to
But
hit people with that threat.
But the thing is, it also shows technical prowess.
yeah, your
when you have that
positional
11.
domination, man, from the back to, I mean, everywhere was, he had nothing for you.
If you can execute, if you can get your guy down, if you can sweep him, go to your knee on belly, transition to mount, he rolls, take it back. That's
and that's
impressive
really
to
staying tight
do
to
that
people.
sequence.
Well,
Yeah.
so there's one part where I know I made a mistake, and Kevin could have like taken advantage of it. Then the match would have been 6-2 on his end, right? And so like I know that was a big swing in my direction to get the back on him, but I only got that because he almost got the back on me, and I was able to shake him off. Like I was defending the pass pretty hard, and he jumped on my back like perfect timing. The only thing I could have done was to stand up.
That was beautiful. Like when you shook him and kind of like flew forward and like it was pretty
Just shook
awesome.
him off. Yeah, it was nice.
You know, for like if he had gotten the back and it would have been 6-2 in his direction, it could have
Shuck him off.
it could have been his night.
Shuck him off.
But no, man, that was a great match. Kevin's tough. He's good. I mean,
Yeah,
y'all know that. So I mean, that's a big win. A really big
competes
one.
lot, too.
Yeah.
He competes, and this is anyone who wants to compete. Like it, if you
hands off my
put in the
sausage.
work, you're gonna come out confident. Like I said earlier, he put in a lot of work because he was worried about the weight cut. But it ended up paying off because he was
He was
training
constantly reminding
so
himself
much.
that
Exactly.
He had a fight coming.
Exactly. So everything he
You kind
did.
of suffer. You're reminding yourself. So you're staying in that
Yeah.
mindset. You get if you're like, oh, I don't even have a wake up for this, then you're not waking up early in the morning, first thing, and saying, "Fuck, I can't eat." Or,
That's why weight cuts help.
Fuck, I gotta fight.
Exactly. That's what weight cuts help.
You just say, "Fuck, I just woke up," and then you go about your day. So
Yeah. If you wake up, you just
I think Chael Sonnen said that. He would say that he'd cut weight even if he didn't, just to remind himself he had a fight coming.
because you get complacent. You get complacent and you just don't like. I don't.
And
I don't
that's
have
what
to
it
run."
seems like.
Yeah.
If you like, let's say, do an IBJJF tour and you're trying to hit like something crazy,
Man.
like 50 events in a year.
Man, this one's tough. This one was tough right here.
Andy?
Andy and Michael Andy.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Andy dominated,
Yeah,
and
and
then
10 points.
he went for the damn Gordon Ryan heel hook and got his back taken like Felipe Pena did. It was the same shit.
Yeah.
It's that same. Everybody's drilling it now. Like as soon as you're going to those heel hooks, they're immediately doing that back transition. Like it's like you could. He was like almost expecting it. Like he was
Yeah.
waiting for it because he jumped on it like immediately.
And what sucks too about the way it happened to him, he was ahead. So he's ahead by so much. I don't know. Your mindset is totally different. Like you're not really getting. It's easier to come back from an ass whooping than to recover after you've been whooping somebody's ass for so long, and then all of a sudden you're in a bad position.
Mhm.
That's really really hard on the mind.
Hey, Andy's a killer, man. That was tough.
Yeah, he's a beast, man.
But
This was a good matchup. It's always fun to watch him roll too.
oh man, and speaking of, we got to train with Gordon and Jake Shields and all them on Friday when they got him from the airport, or Thursday.
That was over at Third Ward, yeah.
Yeah, at the Third Ward BJ. They gave us
Yeah.
the gym, opened it up, and
Awesome people over there.
man, like That's one of the best things about this is the people that we get to train with and the exposure to the different, different types of flavors of jujitsu and what people are doing. And like me and Zach were talking about it. Like it's part of our job is to endear ourselves to these teams and these peoples because it's good for business, like, and it also they're not bad people. Yeah. So like training with Gordon Ryan, you like see why he's as good as he is. I was like, all right, he's like, all right, man, me and you, no time limit match. I was like, go get the 30 grand out of the car. Let's go. And then it was effortless. Like the guy could have like grappled with a baby or like an old lady and it was
still keep
effortless.
safe,
like walks your knee, steps out of your guard, spins you around, it's like, I've never felt like that before. I felt helpless, completely helpless.
I like see Gordon in a gi match.
It's like training with Isai or Lucas or somebody, but even with them, it's like helpless. But like with Gordon, it was like being handled like a baby. And like his girlfriend last night, she was like, it's the most frustrating thing because he barely touches me and I can't it's crazy. I've never felt jiu-jitsu like that.
I love the impressions by Ryan McGuire.
I'm not Brazilian.
They are pretty good. They're good. They're good impressions.
But man, and then Jake Shields has like, you see why he like grinded so many people out. Like he didn't like just let up on me like, oh, we're cool. No, he came in there and fucked me up. Like I'm talking like, just like we start on the feet and he heel hooks me like twice in the first 30 seconds. God. And I'm like, all right. And then like from there, it's like I play guard and he passes straight up the middle with that knee, just straight. And
that's how Homolo trains too.
Yeah, grind and pressure, dude. Just like I've never felt that before. And then he gets there and he just head and arm chokes me like 4 times in a row.
Dude, real talk. It was super awesome to talk to Jake Shields. He's like he's a legit cool guy,
he's a warrior,
man. He's super nice, man. Like
when I picked him up from the airport,
that was so cool.
He's like, man, you didn't have to do that. I'm like, dude, like because him and Gordon and all them got it at the same time, so it worked out good. I picked them all 3 up. We went and trained, but man, it was. Like Gordon's chick was over there training with Lisa, the fighter relation. And you see her trying to heel hook the blue belt chicks like Taylor, and she's in there fucking them up with heel hooks. And they're like, funny. I don't ever train this. And she's like, oh, well, you're going to learn.
Today's the day, ladies. That's funny, man.
No, we did like 6-minute rounds, like quick. Zach's buddy and my buddy, Joe Forsman, he was there too with us. Yep. And that guy's a beast, man. He won Masters World like his first year
over at Vici. Yeah,
he was like a renowned like wrestler from West Point and like legit. And I get to train with him. And
he actually coached Bo for the USA team.
Oh yeah.
So we're training with him, and this guy's like super athletic and strong still, and everything. And the only thing I could do is just keep him in my guard, and then I just had to heel hook him too, because like he threw up like a reverse, crazy weird triangle on me, and I'm like, and I'm stuck, and I just see his one.
Yeah.
He's like, I've never even trained a leg lock in my life.
Yeah.
He's like, that's not fair.
You're like, you gonna learn today, ladies. Yeah, no, same thing. No, that's cool.
I don't know, man. That was a really cool experience though. Getting to train with we've trained with Felipe, we've trained with Keenan, we've trained with with Gordon and Jake and like all these other Homolo, Edwin. I mean, Edwin's a different experience too. Like he's
but as a promoter, your job is all about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fighters trust the promoter to give them like a fair shake. But the only way you build relationships as jiu-jitsu people is roll with people.
Do jiu-jitsu with jiu-jitsu people.
Yeah. The only way that you build true relationships in jiu-jitsu is training with somebody.
Yeah, I mean it's and sometimes politics get in the way. Like people are like, oh well, you're training at Gracie Barra, so you automatically that's all you care about. But then I'll tell you right now, there's plenty of people on our team that get pissed off at me for some of the matches I make or some of the stuff that goes on. I've literally had people ask me if I'm trying to kill them. Like, what is wrong with me? Like I tried to match Homolo up with Miragali back in June, and he's like, I thought we were supposed to be on the same team. What are you trying to do to me? He's like, what why are you saying? I'm like, man, I'm just trying to make a good match. Like, I don't look at y'all as like, I want to give you good opportunities, but I'm not giving y'all like softballs or anything. I'm giving you tough fucking matches. I'm not trying to, I'm not
just. Can.
Well, I mean,
we're not can crushing over here at Gracie Barra.
Well, the thing is also you're trying to fucking promote your business. You're not trying to, I mean, we're out here trying to promote the fighters too, but you're trying to promote your business at the same time.
If you look at Third Coast Grappling 2 and Third Coast Grappling 3, the only fights that really were super quick were last minute replacements.
Yep.
So like think of Mike Perez, last minute replacement.
Boom.
That was really the only fight that didn't seem like it was the best match, but all the other ones were great matches. This one, Savion, last minute replacement.
Yeah.
Get something like that. But you know what I mean? Like you build a card in your mind on how is this going to match up the best.
Yeah.
And then you get curveballs when people
drop out
or
last
drop
minute.
out of
yeah.
that master plan.
But like,
And so it's just you're filling it with not what your masterpiece would be.
no,
which
my
is that first person.
masterpiece always improves. I made it like a point when somebody's pulled out to always make the match better. Like, because there's always that thing that comes up after I'll make a match. I'm like, damn, man, I wish I would have thought of that. And there's always something out there. So I always make it a point to make the Maybe one time I didn't make the replacement match better. Maybe Miragali Cyborg wasn't the best, but you know, it was still cool to have Cyborg compete for us and Miragali be on our stage still. But you know, Ever Santos pulls out like 2 weeks before the fight.
I think our first match ever was a replacement. Remember that cocoa butter?
Oh yeah, when I had to replace him at the weigh-ins. Remember? Like people were like, "Oh, Ryan McGuire only had 2 days to get Edwin a replacement." I was like, I literally replaced somebody's opponent in like 8 hours. Like it's
The guy shows up, he goes,
oh, it's Angelus versus Cocoa Butter or whatever his name was.
Butter.
Cocoa
De
butter.
Niro. Yeah.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The one he changed to West Chase.
Oh.
But man, the short nose.
I don't know what's going on, but where do I fight? Like,
Yeah, but some of those last minute, like the guy that stepped up for Savion, I told him, like, "Are you sure you want this?" I was like, "Cause
Savion's a
I'm
beast.
letting you know right now." And they're like, "No, I just want to see." I was like, "All right," and it went exactly like I thought it would. But those guys over at the War Training Center,
think of it, that would have been Tackett. That would have been probably
fight of the night.
Fight of the night.
because it was for the qualifiers, it was our fight of the night. And then Nogi, those two, fuck.
Man, that would have been insane.
We'll get that done eventually. But Savion, man, his dad, they have such good energy. Those guys are.
Yeah, they're good.
They're good people, yeah. I mean, and they come from Marcelo Garcia lineage up there, so they know Mateus Denise and all the other guys that have competed for us. But it's good to have guys like that.
We're getting a little network going. It's good.
Yeah, and you know what was cool is like the big guys came out. Me and Zach, John Donaher and everybody. I did the rules meeting for all the fighters, but I had to do like separate ones with like the tag team group and stuff. So it was like me, John Donaher, Zach was on the other side, and then like Bo's Olympic coaches, and like it was cool. I mean, they
Jake
got
in the
some
corner.
cool video of it. But me and Zach are sitting there, and they're like, "So what would constitute stalling on Bo's?" And I go, I'll let John take this one. John just went on like a 10-minute
talked
like
for about 10 minutes on
about
the art
stalling.
of stalling or the lack thereof of
The lack of action.
defined rules within the jiu-jitsu game of stalling. Like,
everybody was like,
a whole philosophy. He just taught a whole semester of philosophy in 10 minutes.
That dude is so cerebral, man.
And
It's fucking
everyone's
insane.
like, wow, that's great.
so what's stalling?
Listen to this. So Joe talked to Bo later, and he goes, after that guy talked, I was more confused than ever. And he goes, what the hell is engaging the guard mean?
That's so good.
Dude, I remember there were a couple times during the Bo and
Bo didn't understand what the fuck was going on.
Dude,
Bo told me
That's why this is so impressive.
Somebody told me I can't
It's
remember
the
who.
most
I can't remember if it was
impressive thing. The guy
Kevin
had no
Cordoba or
fucking
somebody.
clue.
They were like, man, so like I see that he's always wearing a rash guard in like his jiu-jitsu videos and like whenever they have him on like YouTube, but he's like, that motherfucker's really wearing a rash guard inside of Lucky's pub.
yeah, that's how
I was
dude,
like,
rash guard and fanny
no,
pack,
I told him,
dude.
I was like, yeah, dude, that's how he goes everywhere.
It's a rash guard and fanny
Y'all
pack.
heard the story about Matt Serra's wedding, right?
No,
He showed up to it,
Showed
yeah.
up in a rash guard and a fanny pack.
And fanny pack.
it's like an
wedding.
OCD thing. He has like he's on a spectrum, I think. Just in my opinion.
He 100%, 100% is on this,
but not in a bad way. I mean, it's like like a beautiful mind smart.
He's
like the guy.
methodical, man. He's
What?
very methodical
Right.
and cerebral. Ryan,
No, it's like super,
That was,
it's super,
but that was unnecessary.
no, it wasn't mean.
Beautiful.
we're just gonna assume.
beautiful- you
We're
know
just
how
gonna
smart
assume
that
you
guy
said
was?
he's a beautiful man. All right, that'll be better. We're just gonna
No,
assume you
just
said
edit that
he's a
part out.
beautiful
No, I'm
man.
just kidding. No, it's like the guy's super smart.
Yeah.
Like, I met him and you just feel.
He's definitely smart.
He's
man.
like it was like a weird I was like, man, I can't read this guy. I can normally read most people.
He
and
has
he's
a
just like,
very scientific approach to everything, almost. A very like technical,
social
like
interactions,
minute
sexual
detail
intercourse, everything.
approach.
I was getting a real joy out of watching everybody like
Fanboy up.
fanboy out.
Yeah.
Because like
That's your thing. I know.
I've met these guys and
You
like,
get fanboy over fanboys.
I'm just like, it just cracks me up to see people get so like.
It makes me cringe, bro. It makes
So-
me cringe.
I shared a meme that was like the Back to America.
That's funny.
So it has Eddie Murphy on the line.
Coming to America.
Coming to America.
Yeah.
It has Eddie Murphy on the line just dressed normal, and then the popcorn guy like notices him and he starts bowing to him, and it says like random jiu-jitsu star, and then it says blue belt.
Yeah.
And he's like, our king.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Dude, like the one thing about these guys that I learned from music is that they want to be treated like normal fucking people.
Yeah.
They don't want all the weird, like talking about jujitsu, because these guys live and breathe jujitsu like me and Zach and you guys do. Like, you don't really want to talk about it, most of the time. Like, I don't want to come on this thing because I don't want to talk about it. Like, I'm tired of talking about
That's
it.
my
the funny thing because we
interaction with
typically
Gordon
don't
was
ever talk about
I know.
jujitsu.
Like, I
The only
met,
time we talk about it is when you're
You
here.
listen to it? Because we don't typically talk.
You're
I
the
don't
only
wanna
time we
talk
do
in
that is when
general.
you're on
I don't
here.
want to talk in
Yeah.
general normally.
It's always third coast jujitsu.
yeah,
home and-
I met Gordon, and I was just like, hey, what's up? He's like, hey, what's up? I met Bo, and I was like this. Yeah. Cool. Like,
The guile head nod.
I'm not gonna fucking fanboy out. Like,
Oh yeah.
I admire you. You're a great athlete, but it makes no sense to me when people are like, "Oh my god, I can't go close to him."
Dude, they showed me some of these messages that get sent to like
What the
Gordon,
fuck?
and there's guys like, I'm an unknown guy, but I saw you were having issues off of this, and I could come up and I could drive up to New Jersey and give you some tips, and I know the Henzo dropping rate's pretty high, so if you could waive that, I have a whole bunch of tricks I could show you. He literally gets crazy messages from people like trying to
like,
give
have you
him
ever heard of a
advice
Kimura?
and trying to help him get like Kimura. That was that stripper from the other night.
All
No,
right,
but it's
gentlemen.
but yeah, I mean, just the crazy stuff that even to us, dude, we get some
well,
wild shit
I
sent
mean,
to us too.
I think that's still crazy, just like on a not jujitsu celebrity.
Yeah,
level,
I
too.
agree.
It's just weird, man. It's like the Dunning-Kruger effect, right? Isn't that what it's called? Like there's people.
No, that's a different effect.
It's that when people like they think that they're experts in something because they've like read an article.
yes, that's the
they've read an article one time, and all of a sudden, just because they read a Wikipedia, they think they're smart. But then they get around people that are actually smart, and it's really
Wikipedia is legit though.
Yeah, but the Dunning-Kruger effect is like it's a little bit more detailed than that.
Yeah.
It's about people who like feel like they can solve a puzzle from looking at it, right? As opposed to actually being in said puzzle, right? So like I want to say the biggest example is football, like or MMA, right? People just they're like, oh, I see what's going on. So I know.
it's like the people in the bar that have never trained a day in their life that think they can fight.
Yeah.
So
It's
it
that
says,
kind
in the field of psychology, the Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias in which people assess their cognitive ability as greater than it is. It is related to the cognitive bias of illusory superiority and comes from the inability of people to recognize their lack of ability. So
I think
people
we all
don't
got a
know that
little
people don't know they
Dunning-Kruger in us.
suck. People don't know they suck.
Or they think that they know more than others, But yeah, it's just a bizarre kind of industry. Like the jiu-jitsu industry as a whole, like there's some, just you see it with the schools and stuff. There's people like even when I first came, people are there for looking for something. They're having issues, going through shit. And then, sometimes it attracts people, kind of that,
I think people like the posture early on. So,
Be peacock.
peacock, ruffle the feathers. No, but so like, you see this a lot at like late stages of the white belt, and you see this a lot at blue belt, which is when people like try to unnecessarily explain a technique to somebody. Like a white belt's doing the move just fine, but the hand placement instead of framing on the knee, he's framing on the upper thigh. And the guy's like, whoa, what are you doing, man?
that's not how we learned it.
Hey, it's got to go right here. And so like that's the kind of thing that like you're just trying to make it. You're trying to make it a point that you're not trying to help the other person
It's
out.
insecurities.
Yeah,
That's weird, man.
It's just posturing. You're just trying to make it seem like I know more than you, or what I know is more important than what you
The
know.
best is when you get somebody like close into a submission or something, and then they stop you and try to coach you through the submission that you pretty much had on already.
That's a different story.
Yeah, that's a little different.
But it's like the same. It's just weird, man. Like that type of stuff.
That's more ego, I think.
That's ego. Yeah, it's like
That's
you're
more
getting me.
ego.
You're getting me. You're getting me. Wait. No, look. You know what? Your hand's not in there.
And he's like, now you're getting me because you didn't have it before.
Now. You see,
I
let
feel-
you.
Do you see the
I feel
difference?
I feel like the showing details and stuff thing is just like you're just excited, right? Like 3-stripe white belts do it to brand new white belts, like, and it's a technique that like they don't even know very well.
Dude, I
they're
see it
But they're
constantly.
so excited, and it's not a bad thing. Like they just want to share the knowledge that they have, even though it's fractured and wrong, right? They want to share what they got.
It's not wrong. It's just not completely correct.
So like that's not bad, right? It's not like I'm getting tapped out or I'm about to get passed and like whoa, wait.
That's not an ego. That's not an ego trip.
not an ego trip.
That's an overexcitement trip.
Yeah, it's just kind of like you're just overexcited. So
you get like mouth diarrhea. You're like, hey man, what's going on?
So I feel for these people, and this is just common early.
It happens, though, man.
Just,
One thing that I kind of struggled with, I guess, like in the middle of like probably the past year and a half or year, as there was like a burnout phase there, and y'all all told me you're like, you can't train 2 or 3 times a day every day of the week. You're eventually going to burn out.
You will burn out.
And Professor Drag told me that. You guys told me that, and it took me a while to where I got a schedule that worked for me to where I could train, Mondays, Tuesdays, with this and that. But then I lost like that. I kept getting injured, and then I get why people quit.
No, you see it.
I get it.
So you see somebody, they join the gym, they train, and then they're all about it, bro. They're like they have all the gis, all the rash guards. They go to all the classes, right?
They paid their year in advance.
Exactly, and then all of a sudden,
4 classes later,
they get really, really good, and then all of a sudden they disappear. And then you don't see them for a long, long time. It's just.
And they come in fat and out of shape, get donked on, and then they leave again.
we're not talking about you, Ryan.
I don't get donked on, homeboy. Go check the tape from tonight.
check the tapes.
Go check the tapes.
Check the tapes.
Man, I get burned out too.
It happens, man.
My
get
job.
burned out.
It's my job to.
Well, as y'all's upper belts, y'all aren't in there doing the warm-ups most of the time, right? So does it mess y'all up now getting that full experience, or can you still learn from just coming into the drilling part and just do that?
You still learn.
Yeah.
You learn every day.
Like you don't benefit from that structure of just the rigid warm-up, this, and that.
You have to make your own structure as an instructor, man. Because I think it would be really cool to come into a class and do the warm up and sit through the technique and drill and then do the live training. You know when the fuck is the last time I did that?
Probably.
I don't.
1987.
I don't remember because we don't. It's a different side of it, so we have to just make do where we can.
And then you show up, and then somebody's at the front desk asking questions,
Yeah.
or something's going on. That
Yeah, and it's like, especially if you work there, you're always on the clock,
yeah.
even if you're not on the clock. You know what I mean? So like you could be training and phone goes off, nobody's there to pick it up. Hey man, I gotta go get the phone. So
Yeah, that's a different dynamic being
It's
being
different.
there as an instructor.
you have to it's weird
the
because
responsibility kicks in.
yeah, and you can't train with the team. You don't have the accessibility to the team as people think you do. Right? People think, oh, you're an instructor. You get to train with whoever you want, whenever
Call
you
people
want.
out. You come here now.
Yeah. No, man. I'm stuck in the office. I have things to do.
Stuck
what
with
it's
people like
explained
me
to
to
me.
train with.
You
I
basically
have to meet with Coach Ricky at. You still want to do 10 a.m.?
Yeah.
I have a private, so we can do 10:30. 10 to 10:30. 10:30?
I'll do 10.
I have a private lesson.
Are y'all doing a sanctuary?
No, not tomorrow.
What are y'all doing tomorrow?
Training.
We normally just meet at 10 and train.
We're getting back on schedule for Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I may come through then.
I'm not working at Pearland anymore.
So training I don't really get a class setting anymore, but that's okay. I mean, sometimes I still do. I have the opportunity to go to one, but whenever it comes to the learning new things, it's more like troubleshooting, right? Like we've all developed a very specific style that's tailored to us, and so it's cool to see new things because then we can kind of try to mesh them in if we feel like it fits. But we also learn how to deal with new things. Either way, it's more troubleshooting. It's like, hey, I typically do this, and I've been running across this problem. And so that is nice to have, Professor Drac or Professor Brandon at hand to just be like, what is this happening? Why is this happening? Because then they'll insert technique there, right? So it's not that we're getting in a class and seeing a technique shown. We get a little bit of that too.
You're basically getting private lessons.
No, because it's just like a 2-minute.
question.
Yeah, it's like a 2-minute thing.
Very limited private lesson.
But it's just like, hey, I wanted to ask about this, right? And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, you need to fix it by doing this or this or this, or right? And they kind of chain it together.
It's like Google searching a jiu-jitsu problem.
Yeah.
When you talk to
It's like going to Quizlet.
yeah. Ask Jeeves.
As Jeeves done.
Professor Jeeves.
So look at this match right here. So Cal Nucci. So
Dude, this was a good
see, we
match.
kind of fucked up a little bit because sorry for saying fuck. I apologize. But
we kind of sexed up a bit.
No, but we kind of messed up the schedule because I had sent out some revisions because I was kind of self-conscious about having so many Gracie Baja people on the card.
Bro, I thought I was going at 7:45.
Yeah.
So I show up. I'm like, I'm right on time. I mean, actually, I showed up early. I'm making good good competitor. And then they're like, all right, first match is about to start. Isai, you're third. What the fuck? You know? Yeah.
Dude, you know what sucked is because I was self-conscious. So I shuffled to try to, because I talked to people. I was like, I want to give at least a buffer in between the GB Texas guys because it just looks weird having Drac sit up there the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, and it gets back to, oh, well, you're only Gracie Baja. Well, you know what? I'm very familiar with Gracie Baja. And after the shit we went through this year, it was easier just to pick who I wanted. I knew it was going to be a big card, and I wanted to give the people that I know and trust
We're
an
sorry.
opportunity.
We're sorry. GB's got some legit motherfuckers.
Hey man,
Sorry, mother
all over
sexers.
Texas, all over Houston.
But every GB person was going against a non-GB person.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah. What's funnier about that I didn't know was I was going up third. So I walk out. So I'm out there, and then the dude song comes on. And then I'm out there, and I'm out there.
I run back there. I'm
He took
pissed.
The
forever,
motherfucker's not even.
man.
He takes forever. I think his whole song played. He probably had like a 5-minute song,
Dude.
and his whole song. played, and I
When
was
that
so
happened is when I
upset.
ran to the back room and I just went to both dressing rooms and I go, look, we're running early. It said it on the fucking Facebook post. Get ready, stay ready because you may be going earlier than it says on the schedule.
Dude, nothing felt more awkward than like announcing some dude's name and like and fighting out of this corner, blah blah blah, and then I like call his name and I'm like,
because I saw it was dragging on too long and I have it timed
checking
pretty
the
well.
mic, you're like,
so I ran up there and Dean's sitting back there and the guy's like just putting his guitar. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Let's go. And everybody started running down the hallway. I was like, let's fucking go.
Man, Dean was like, "Hey, I'm gonna stand right here. Your song's gonna play. Tap me on the shoulder when you want to go." And like, as soon as he ended that sentence, I tapped him on the shoulder. I'm like, "I'm too anxious right now. I can't wait
You're
for
like,
like
do
a
it,
part
do it,
of
do
the
it.
song."
I could feel you. You're like vibrating when you're coming down the walkway. I could feel like your anxiety.
Ryan wanted you inside him.
You're like a human butt plug. Just
Thanks.
Is it like the one you have on right now? The one Ricky's controlling with his phone?
not a butt plug for humans. Yeah.
no, but
He's like, turn it up.
There's an app for that.
no, but that was that Cal Nucci, Jason Solis fight. So Jason had like 8 million heel hooks attempts, but you would watch it. I'm like, Jason, you never clasped your knees. You never got that other leg control. It was always just
he
one
was
leg.
loose, yeah.
And it was just cranking. That's why. And then Cal Nucci, apparently, he didn't get to warm up because of the schedule stuff. So
Well, he was
tore
late
his-
anyway,
He
wasn't
tore
he?
his bicep tendon within the first couple of minutes of that match.
Ugh. He was.
So
I
it
think
was-
we had to reshuffle some things.
We had to reshuffle them for a reason because people were running late. And, you know, like I'd sent out one schedule and Lisa came back and she picked the one, an older revision instead of the one. And it wasn't her fault. I'd revised it 3 or 4 times. So it was just, it needs to be better organized on my end. It won't happen again.
Well, not only that. Look, if you're a professional fighter and you're trying to be a professional fighter, show up early. And not only that, if you're not familiar with Houston traffic,
No,
I mean at least a little bit early.
No.
A little bit early.
no.
You're supposed to come out and shake babies and kiss hands.
Yeah, man.
No.
Okay, unless you're Professor
baby,
Isai.
shake,
Unless you're
shake,
Professor
baby.
Isai. And also remember that Houston's traffic sucks nuts.
No, of course. You always got to plan for traffic.
Now look at this killer coming down. Like Cassidy.
Cassidy's
Cassidy's like
it.
our older sister. You know. Like
Oh,
everybody's
man,
older.
yeah.
Oh,
She moms the fuck
she
out of
always
us
says
all.
she's like a mom.
Like a mom.
Fuck out of us.
She's awesome,
Always.
dude. Super awesome. She's a killer.
Yeah, Cassidy's.
So I'm
She
driving.
had us drinking Pedialyte and baby food.
I'm driving Ricky
Shout out
to
to
the
Sanctuary.
weigh-ins, and I'm getting my phone's blowing up.
Cassidy.
And it's Cassidy. Hey, are you driving? Make sure you're driving. He shouldn't be driving. Hey, don't forget his Pedialyte. You know?
That's awesome.
No, I mean she's super cool, man. And you know,
so nice, man.
and she's been great, man. Her and her
No,
guy.
dude, I've done so many.
Look at that. I mean-
I've done so many water cuts. So many water cuts. This is the first time I had somebody be like, message me before you get in and message me when you get out. And let me know how. And I'm like, oh,
Ricky's
it's like,
gonna die.
okay.
Everybody thought Ricky was gonna die, anyways. But no,
Almost good.
I'm glad you didn't die, Ricky.
now funny.
The next time's gonna be way easier.
Yeah.
Funny story about how Ashley Aguilar got this. So I was training at Henzo's. I think Zach was there too, and I trained with her, and she legit fucking triangled me. And like I was just kind of like, I was training with the, just normal kind of light, and she just ripped me
Snagged
into a
you.
triangle, dude, and would not let go. And I was like, hey, you want to compete for us one day? And that's how the Daniel Luger guy, the guy that fought the real big
Yeah.
giant purple belt,
Yeah.
I fought him at 2 Houston Opens ago at an ultra heavy, and I was just coming back from my knee, and that guy fucked me up. So I'm walking off the mats, and I'm like, hey, you want to fight for us next time? So hey, if you fight me in a tournament, you whip my ass, there's a good chance I'll ask you to come fight for us.
Those can be
Don't
your
say that, 'cause
qualifiers.
then everybody's gonna be fucking.
They don't want none of this shit. Bring it.
That's
what
right.
I'm
You're
saying.
gonna be like looking at IBJJF.
You could be the next Daniel
website,
Luger.
seeing where you sign up, and then like chasing you.
Let's go.
You
Bring
have
it.
like
They're division
lightweight
chasing
signing
you,
up
yeah.
into the blue belt division.
I'll show them my Grappling Industries flying armbar to scare them into
Master
submission.
twos coming in,
Man.
Oh
coming
man,
down.
I don't know. Like even if
Are you
I'm
masters yet?
I'm 34, dude.
Oh shit, you're older than me.
Yeah. You look younger than you.
That's a compliment there, right?
I know he's been a lot sweeter these days.
No, he hasn't.
He's like evil
I mean, yeah,
bro
he
going on too over here. I don't know. But no, man, like the Ashley and Cassidy match, like Cassidy is competing in the gi and then doing no gi worlds the following weekend. And like there was another athlete that did that, Pedro Mourinho.
Yep.
I mean, that's amazing to see the versatility because there's not other schools and other gyms that have that level, could be that high level in both, in gi and no gi.
Yeah.
You know, and like you'll see a lot of the champions under Professor Dracolino, like Homolo, like Felipe, they're great in the gi and they're great no gi. I mean, it's the complete, system. So I don't know. It's something to be said. I mean, where do you guys think that comes from? Just a balanced curriculum, or do you think it's more?
The curriculum has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Professor Drake keeps shit pretty
for sure.
balanced.
Because he said you got to be well rounded. That's the first thing he said to me. Train it all.
He's told us since day one. It's like you gotta be able to do everything. You gotta be ready. If you're in a street fight, you gotta be able to defend yourself. If you do MMA, you gotta be able to, do your thing in the cage, or sports jiu-jitsu, whatever. You're ready forever. He doesn't believe that there is because there's really a trend going on right now where certain gyms are like, okay, we're self-defense oriented, or we're
a sport
we only do gi, we only do sports jiu-jitsu.
Like Hickson and those gyms are like real self-defense,
Man, Drake was talking to us earlier, I think last month, and he was talking about how the first ADCC, a couple of Sambo guys kind of surprised some jiu-jitsu guys with some heel hook shit. And he was like, man, after that happened, like everybody started studying hard, and then we killed the Sambo guys. But then the IBJJF came out and put their no-gi rules to it. And then, everybody kind of went away from it. Unless you were doing MMA, you really didn't train that stuff. And well, so now the same thing happened again, right? Like these motherfuckers.
Somebody said, "Hey guys, this is legal.
Yeah.
Why aren't we doing it?" And then it became the uncommon became common.
But it's the same thing. Like we have the whole
wrestling.
We have the whole game.
We just saw something that might have just swayed where jiu-jitsu's
the
next
wrestling
phase
now,
might go. I guarantee you.
Man, I don't think anybody that legitimately competes ever discounted wrestling.
No, but I'm saying of what is like a focus of like. There's a Bolo phase, not just like a tone. Like
So there's a lot. The takedowns aren't really valued anymore, because everybody.
We're in the age of pulling guard. I think that's gonna
sure.
that match just might have changed where the people are more. You're gonna see more people at the wrestling class, not just in here but everywhere. Wow.
I'm a strong believer of takedowns. A good example of that is I always say this all the time. Is when I saw Edwin Najmi when he won Worlds as a brown belt. It was his last Worlds as a brown belt. He was in the finals, and he's known as this flying triangle guard puller type of guy. And actually, he didn't win on that. He was actually losing 2-0. The guy pulled before him, and the dude swept him, I believe. And then they started scrambling, and then it was on the feet the last 30 seconds or so. And then Edwin won by a double leg. Out of all the things, he took the dude down with a double leg. Now it's 2-2. Referee's decision. Edwin gets it. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was the X factor, the takedowns. But a lot of people neglect that.
I think there's like a meta game that goes on in jiu-jitsu, like the lapel game, heel hook, leg locks. Like these people are all trying to find exploit the game that where people maybe not train it, because that's what happened with heel hooks. People weren't really training defense and stuff, and that's why you saw the explosion in EBI and a Danaher Death Squad. Because John Danaher saw that. He saw there was
now a lot more people can defend it, just like a lot more people can defend Baron Polo, a lot more people can defend Worm Guard. It's gonna. I think the next evolution.
You're countering the heel hooks now to like take their backs, and like there's all kinds of stuff being developed.
Heel hooks aren't new though,
but they're in terms of popularity, right?
But
it's just not new. It's just kind of coming back
talking
into
about the trend. Yeah,
it's just coming back into popularity.
Yeah,
but like
that's our point exactly.
So this is what me and Marcelo were talking about.
Thank you for making our point for us.
Me and Marcelo were saying like close guard is gonna make a comeback here pretty soon.
That's what everybody's saying too about close guard.
Because everybody's been doing
Close
Baron
guard
Bolo.
takedowns.
They pass standing and kind of stuff like that. But the close guard, it just shuts everything down. It slows everything down. And on top of that, if you're not used to close guard,
this is the DQ.
you're gonna
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's talk. Yeah, go ahead.
this DQ, I was mad.
No, here's the deal on the DQ. So I told the refs in our rules meeting multiple times that I want you to be aggressive on stalling and people fleeing. But when it's backing up directly, like you saw good examples in other matches where it wasn't anything. It was just being pushed around and out of bounds, and she would she was not even trying to push forward and
walking backwards.
Yeah.
No, so that's not why I was mad.
Look,
before the show started, this is what I heard in the back. How long is my match? Oh, this much? Oh, I don't even know the rules.
No, and you know what makes me mad, dude, is we put the match together and she was great. She went out there, she did what she could. Yeah. And the people, her gym, I like Jeremy, I like Rich, I like all those guys over there. But it just wasn't very professionally done. And, not many tickets were sold. It wasn't very responsive. Didn't really post on social media. It was just one of those things that and then the performance like this, it just kind of left a sour taste in our mouth a little bit. But she's good peeps. Her husband, I think, was getting ready to deploy, and she had a lot of other stuff going on. So, I'll give her a pass on it. I don't think she intentionally did that, but we were being aggressive. We want action. We want submissions. And if we're going to get that, we got to set a standard that type of shit isn't going to be tolerated. So,
how are you going to go out there and just back up? I don't get it. You're not even gonna try
over and over and over again.
Yeah, if I
full guard.
No,
yeah,
even then, even if you don't feel like engaging, circle.
I mean, Damien did the right thing.
Yeah.
And he warned her. See, right here, he's warning her. He's like, "Hey, this is the second time you've done this. I want you to fight."
She's still just backing up. Look at that. She's going off camera.
And. Look, Juliana's kind of pulling her in. She's pulling her in, and she's walking back. Yeah.
And I'm not being biased here. This is just, if if the roles were reversed and that was a damn Pablo Silva rash guard, I'd say the same shit. So it's like it's
like, bro, you're not even circling. You're straight up backing up.
I know it's controversial. Her team was upset with me, but like I told them, I said I was like, I removed myself from that process by having 3 referees on the stage, and they're interpreting the rules the way that I dictate to them and for them to do. Like Seth over at Fight to Win likes to be.
See, in the back already DQ'd her.
Yeah, the dude back there already.
Yeah, you already said DQ.
That's they're recommending.
Yeah. That's what they are. They're doing the recommendations, right? Is that what they're?
Yeah, they're
right here is where it's
preparations. Main ref is on
there it is again.
on the mat.
Damien's getting pissed. Look at him. He's tired of it.
Yeah. Well, Austin's the one that keeps doing the DQ.
Yep.
He keeps standing up every time she does it.
Yeah, and he's being nice. He's being nice. He's trying to let him go. He sees everybody doing the DQ.
He gave her every chance. I mean, like I said, she got a lot going on. Maybe it was see that. Yeah, I mean, she wasn't there to fight. She didn't want to be there, man.
She wasn't there to fight. No, for sure, no.
I don't know what's happening in her life, but she was not there to fight that.
And Juliana is intense, man. So when she's coming at you and
she's a fighter, man.
It's funny. Juliana doesn't even know what's going on. She's like, "Hey, I won."
And Juliana messaged me and she was like really upset. She's like, I didn't want to win like that. And like I told her.
But Juliana's like, you can't do anything.
I told her, I said, you made the weight, you showed up, you pushed the pace, you put on a good show, the best that you could. I have nothing else to ask from you. You did a great job. And I said, we'll get you another match to make up for it.
Yeah.
And that's
for sure.
She did good, man. Juliana is tough, dude.
She's been in that wrestling class kicking people's ass. I mean, she's
UFC fighter, man. Yeah. I mean,
she's an Invicta now. And like, that's why I made the match. Yeah. Stephanie is an Invicta fighter as well. Yep. So I was like, oh, cool. We'll match up, two Invicta fighters, but one showed up to fight and the other didn't. I think that's the end result.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
And Oliver, that fucking mic cable. Like next time, like
wireless. That's my only complaint, bro.
I was like, "Where's the fucking wireless microphone?"
Oh shit!
Oh, I do.
Where's the mic stand?
I remember walking in.
There was,
and then there was like a wire, and I was just kind of thrown off. I was like, "What the fuck is there a wire?"
Yeah, sorry.
Me and Oliver are so mad. We're like,
dude, I was so pissed,
I was like,
man.
We had to have a wireless.
Well, dude, I had to introduce myself to some lady sitting on the side of the mat because like every fucking fight, I'm like, "Hi, could you get up? You're on my mic cable. Hey, could you move your chair?"
No, you see him at one point. He's like playing tug of war with the mic.
I'm like,
across the mat.
I'm just like,
hey, for real, you did a good job.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I
cannot
with the mic cable.
No.
Oh, okay.
I cannot brag enough about you, dude. Like and it's been a lot of praise on the internet. I've seen, hey, their MC was real good.
Nice.
You did fucking awesome, dude. And I wish we would have had you on sooner.
If only we could have had one with a British accent.
I think you can do that. Go back, you fucking
I'll work
Let's
on
hear
it. No,
just go to London. Go stay with your parents for a little
This is
while.
the 10 minute break right here.
Dude, if you guys pay for it, I'll be there.
Your parents charge for you to stay with them?
My parents don't live in England.
See, look at that mic cable, dude. You look like you're about to go play jump rope with somebody.
Bro, honestly,
Holy
I thought I was announcing.
That looked good. It looked like he was about to start some double dutch.
That's what I was about to say. I thought I was about to fucking announce the Third Coast Grappling Double Dutch tournament, bro.
Give me a mini boss and stop being a little whiny baby and grab yourself one.
Oh, now you're gonna give them away. You fucking
Motherfucker, I'm the only one that buys beer in this bitch.
Hey, how many are on the
Okay.
table?
Now, see, this is the one. You remember, this is
Yeah,
the guy.
I bought them.
This is the guy that belly bagged Dean at the
Here.
one that put his belly on Dean's face on the meme, the real tall one. And then Daniel was the one that whipped my ass at the Houston Open. So
Yeah.
these are some giant men.
Dude, he straight up Derek Lewis out of that fucking Americana. He stood the fuck up. Dude, there was one point, like, he just straight.
That's the best Americana defense.
Dude, it was, yeah, well,
stand
dude,
up.
UFC proven, man.
And like Daniel, man, he's a
Get out me.
beast.
Get out.
He gave up, I think, 50 pounds in this match.
Yeah.
But I mean, once he got him down, it was like,
Anybody want a White Claw?
No, dude, no.
I got one for me and Zach at the event, and I didn't even drink it. I didn't even drink it. I got us 2 shots of whiskey, and I brought us some White Claws
Zach's
back.
like, what did I do to you? Why are you bringing me this? I thought we were cool.
I was like, looks so.
Dude.
McGuire just brought me a white.
We're not on that one. We're on that one up there.
Saloon door was slanging beer. That
Yeah,
beer was
dude.
flying.
That shit was good too. They had the honey blonde,
And that was
amazing
that's
as
all
always.
Austin. I was like, man, we'll just get it out there. Some of these big name, big wigs are going to be drinking your beer, and I'll remember it because it's fucking good. You just got to get it out in
damn
more
good,
people's
dude.
hands.
So the Oktoberfest and the Honey Blonde went first.
Flew.
And this one,
That's the fucking motherfucker. That'll put
break
you in a
you.
grave.
King.
That will
I
put
must
you
break you.
King.
Why did they put that one out there?
because to get people, dude. The
For the
mentality
goody
Last time, you know what they did last time? Last time they had the ridiculous
And double dog.
and the double dog.
And you want to know what? There's a method behind that because me and Zach are talking. We're like, you know what? If we're gonna give away free beer, let's give it away. Get people drunk. They get louder. They have more fun. They're dancing. It was
you know what
awesome.
I had to do?
Get sponsor, dude. We
I
need
had
to
tell
have Uber
somebody,
sponsor the
"Hey,
event.
Get your ass to the back because they were being too rowdy.
Oh,
I had to
dude.
tell somebody off. and be
I
like,
told him.
Damn.
I told him. I'm like, dude, stop fucking drinking. I was like, you kept like throwing drinks on the ground,
Who's
talking
this?
shit to the. I'm not gonna mention his
Oh.
name, but all they do is win, 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 no matter what.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but no, it is what it is, man. They're fun.
Yeah.
We've all done dumb shit on alcohol. I did like a bunch
Absolutely.
of dumb
on
shit
alcohol. I remember when I was on alcohol.
I did 4 alcohols.
I drank.
I
Like,
did- I
I
drank-
smoked like 3 marijuanas. I was
Three,
like-
I did
three
three
whole.
marijuanas
I
and
plugged
2
5 of
alcohols. It was a crazy night.
No, but it is what it is, man. Everybody does dumb shit when they get drunk sometimes. I definitely have my share of
Yeah,
dumb
I
shit I've
felt
done.
like a jerk too.
I don't believe
Because
that.
he crossed the line once. I was like, hey man, shut the fuck up. I told him just like that. I was like, hey man, I looked at him, shut the fuck up. He's like, oh man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Man, you know what was crazy?
And
Is this on
then he did it again.
Hmm?
I was like, yo,
Who's this?
get your ass to the back right now. Like, yo,
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Shit's getting real.
So the funny part was like after the weigh-ins. So our friend Dash that does our production that leads it up.
Yep.
He was hosting like this crazy silent disco thing. It's like this
Oh,
party
dude, yeah.
where you wear these headphones.
So I've heard about this on the radio. So they have like 3 or 4 different DJs playing.
Yeah.
and
We
you
were
just-
there.
and you just grab fucking.
It was
headphones.
so.
You can
fucking-
change the
You can
channels.
change the channel to 3 different color, like
Yeah.
which color matches.
At one point, it was packed, crazy screens, and then I hear, y'all thought I was finished. Like the Meek Mill of Dreams and Nightmares comes on, and I take my headphones off, and the whole crowd is, oh, y'all thought, like, we're just yelling it, dude. And there's no music.
Yeah.
It's quiet except for everybody screaming.
It's
and singing
weird,
along.
man.
It was-
Because you're like you have the headphones on, right? And like if you're like there's like 3 colors, like red, blue, green. And if if your headphones light up the color of the
Like,
DJ
I was
that
listening
you're
to Selena while they were listening to Rick Ross, and I was
I
on.
was listening to Backstreet Boys. But you're sitting there, you're like jamming out and shit, and you like see people
start
dancing,
seeing-
and then you take your headphones
And
off,
every- I
fucking
don't ever
silent. You
wanna
just hear like
hear-
feet like
Like singing
slightly
Backstreet
tapping on the
Boys,
ground.
You
You're
might
like,
see a lot more blues all of a sudden.
yeah.
And then like
Blues are
get
getting
together
really
in
into it,
groups.
So you switch over and you're like, oh,
Dude,
shit,
it's
the fuck blues?
kind yeah. It tripped me out when I took the earphones off.
And we were just.
Is it fun? I've never been.
It was so
I've never
fun,
been
dude.
to
It
one.
was fun,
It sounds,
dude.
nobody
kinda
was. It
dark.
sounds weird.
Nobody was drinking.
And Hennessy was the sponsor. I kept going to the Hennessy booth over there. I was like,
Yeah,
what's up? And they're
no
like,
drinks.
giving me free Hennessy shots. At Warehouse Live, my buddy was running
Yeah, this was
up.
the night before.
Oh yeah, we have.
We went there after weigh-ins.
So the picture we're
show you all
gonna
this.
post for this episode
Oh
will
shit.
be of us at this silent disco.
Oh
I'll
god.
bring it up.
Oh god.
I've
see?
seen
Y'all are
this on
too
like
extra.
people's like Snapchats and stuff. Like, let me see what it is.
Oh shit, bro.
That's gonna be the poster for this episode.
He's disgusted. You fucking white people. What y'all doing?
Hold on.
Got that right.
Jesus
so
Christ.
That's whiter than mayonnaise.
But no, it was funny. Like,
Like mayonnaise on Wonder Bread.
It's mayonnaise on Wonder Bread, exactly.
it's me, Alan, and Oliver and Zach, and we're like the only
That's what I
white.
said.
We're like the only.
mayonnaise on Wonder Bread.
We're like
listen,
the only white dudes in
It
there.
was
So we're like-
sponsored by Hennessy.
So we were like in 97.9, the box put it on. Michael 5,000 watts was there.
Yeah.
Like, and so we were like the only white dudes in there, and we were getting down, dude. We didn't give a fuck. We were wasted. I woke up Saturday. I was like,
You're grinding.
we were grinding dicks
a little
together
grind-
for
a little
sure.
grind.
there wasn't many feet moving, but the fucking hips were going, dude.
No, but that was one of the coolest things I've ever.
Y'all had a train?
I think
Human centipede.
grinding is out now.
Is it? Is it just straight dry
I think
humping?
it's like two step now. No more like dick on butt.
I didn't see a lot of grinding going on. Like,
Yeah.
I don't go to a lot of clubs anymore, but whenever I left them,
See, that's why.
Whenever you made your grand,
When I made my-
see anybody
That's
grinding.
exit.
So, I don't know.
Man, back in the day, it'd be like low key fucking on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be
Now,
like,
it's like guys are too scared to get Me Too'd.
Yeah, man. That's like.
they call the cops in mid dance. Sir, he's
Like
sexually
you need,
harassing me.
I
you
said
need
no.
like a consent form for
Yeah.
engaging in dance.
You got to wear a body cam to the club so you can video the interaction, so there's like no discrepancy.
You have to, man. Like police footage. It's good, like a Russian dash cam attached to it.
Now let's talk about those two gentlemen on the screen. Like they've been getting a lot of heat on the internet since the event because our
What kind of heat?
man.
So I actually talked to Professor Brandon this morning. He goes, I don't know why I kept calling Gordon
Jordan
Ryan.
but
He was
he's
calling Gordon Ryan. Jordan Ryan.
Jordan Ryan.
But he caught himself
That's
each time.
so
He goes,
fucking
Yeah.
funny.
You know, and then
You know what's
Jordan,
what's funny is that Professor Brandon's turning into that crazy uncle or grandpa.
yeah.
He's like literally we're watching him change into like old man. He's gonna tell kids to stay off his mat here. You kids stay off of my mat. Like I can see it coming.
Uncle Brandon, crazy Uncle Brandon.
Bro, him
yeah.
and Jonathan are both turning into like generic old white guys that hate everybody.
I think it's really impressive how older people can just like swap words that don't belong just effortlessly.
My mom calls Netflix Nextflix. For like, since we've been getting the fucking DVDs.
Netflix?
Nextflix. I'm like, Mom.
Because it's the next one.
She's like, what's the next flick
Professor
we're
Brandon.
I
watching?
know, that does not
We got a Barambola here from Michael Salazar. Barambola. Barambola.
Barimbola.
Barimbola. Barimbola.
Thank you for the correction, Burton Ho.
It's Barimbola.
Burton, I love it.
Yeah, so a certain good friend of ours, he says some words that I'm like, I think you mean a completely different word, and it's in some situations where
Like stridations?
Is that like a low key flex because you're a creative writing major?
No,
Like,
is
are you
that-
like a low key
no,
flexing
no.
on people right now?
Is that like stridations?
Somebody
Yeah.
trying to use big words, like $5 words?
no,
Trying to be smart.
like so I plan on getting into real estate, and he's like, hell yeah, man. If anyone's like, do I know a real estate mogul? Yes, I do. And I'm like, I'm gonna just respond to the comment and not correct.
Man, you're not even going to respond. You're going to look at it, not even like it, and then try to talk to somebody in class about it. That's what you're going to fucking be,
like,
creeper.
You should be like, hell yeah! If you know anybody looking, tell them to hit me up on T-Mogul.
T-Mogul. No, real estate mogul. Like it's, or do you say mobile?
He said mobile,
M-O-B-I-L-E.
yeah, like real estate
I'll
mobile.
watch it. I don't give a fuck.
I don't know. Let's not do this to Berto right now.
I don't care. I'll watch it. We can recap it.
It's not. I mean, that's not you out there. I know how you really are. You guess Jacob's tough too, though. Hats off to him.
Jacob's
Man, he did good. He did good. Like I don't care, dude. You can put it up on the screen. I really don't care.
Let's go to Christian and Conrad.
I just felt like Professor said he was like, it's lethargic. Like that's the right word for it.
You didn't have any energy.
You were
didn't
too
feel-
relaxed.
And like I just didn't come out with the right energy, and I felt like I didn't.
Was
I
it
feel like I didn't-
because, so you're a veteran of Third Coast Grappling.
You're a referee.
So you're a referee, so you're very comfortable being on our stage. You should be the most comfortable because you've been on this Third Coast Grappling
That
stage.
was a beautiful sweep.
Front and
Even
back,
not fighting, but you're still on the stage, like participating.
both ends. Yeah.
That you are going to come into our events too relaxed.
Man, I just yeah,
That's
like
psychology.
I don't know, man.
Look at
I
that!
really-
Look at that table right there. Hold on, real quick. Like you got Mo Jocelyn, the head of ADCC. You got Nikki Rod. You got the CFO from Flow
and
Sports.
you've done so good when you've
crazy.
competed with us.
This is actually my first loss as a pro fighter. So I hadn't lost in Fight to Win. I hadn't lost for y'all. So that was my first dub on my pro record, I guess
You almost snatched it.
Cherry.
You almost snatched it back though in overtime. It was
No,
time.
my first loss. My first
It
L,
wasn't a
first
bad
L.
fight,
Christian
dude.
about to get slammed a little bit,
Oh, this is when Professor Draculino was.
and I felt kind of
Like,
weird
he
doing
didn't
it.
know that it was legal?
I stood up and I go, it's legal because he's yelling at me. I'm like, yo, it's legal. It's in the rules. I go, read our website. He's just like, oh.
That's so funny.
I took that opportunity.
like, "Oh, I didn't know."
No, I took that opportunity to make an
Seems like
announcement.
that's him yelling at me right now, right there.
And then he goes,
Man, but so today I asked Professor Drac if he was flying to Nogi Worlds because, and he said he's not because he has other things, but like he is living in the airport this year.
No, he really
Yeah.
I mean, he got off the plane from Brazil and
People
came
don't
straight.
know this, and this was his first time back to Brazil this year.
Mm-hmm.
So like, he's been everywhere fucking else.
In the Middle East, over in Europe. I mean, he's about to go to some Riviera Maya stuff.
I think he went to Europe twice this year.
Yeah, he went to
Went to Europe twice. He went to
Poland, and then he went like his Germany stuff.
I know he went to Greece.
I mean, he's there for Pan Ams. He's there for Worlds, like
at
in
Worlds.
California.
Yeah.
And I think he's one of the most overlooked coaches when it comes to like the mainstream. I don't think he gets, because everybody, like if you put his like credentials up against any of these guys and he buries them. I mean, how many people could say they got world champions, gi, no gi, ADCC champions, and his champions have produced champions, Gabriel Arges under Homolo. He's got like 3 generations of world champions.
Yeah, I think I think the people who like do their research and just kind of have been doing jiu-jitsu for a while, like know the weight that his name carries, right? Like if you were to sign up for jiu-jitsu today and start training today, and then you just looked up people, Professor Drac probably wouldn't come up first. Like there's other big popular names right now, right? And one name that has always floated around though is Professor Drax.
Yeah, it's like people who know, like they have always said like he's one of the best, ever. And we see it every day. I mean, y'all have seen it much longer, but I mean, he's incredible. I mean, you just look at his lineage, you look at his champions he's created and the culture in the gym. Like I've trained at a lot of different gyms and no offense to them, but there's no place like what we have there in terms of the dynamic between competitor and hobbyist and, the mixture between Brandon and Drac.
It's a team.
It's a
so
great dynamic.
So there was I forgot who posted it. It was some Gracie Baja person, but they it was a picture of Drac and it said leaders don't make followers. Leaders make.
Yeah, I made a
other
post
leaders.
I made it.
Oh,
yeah,
that was you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was leaders make.
he follows the page.
No, he's like leaders don't make other leaders. Don't make
yeah.
followers. They create other leaders. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's 100% what Drac does.
Yeah.
Like now, it just
It was a
like,
picture of him that I posted that on.
Now he goes and he just like manages the leaders he's created.
Like it's how you've been with him since you're what? How old?
17.
So I mean, from your own personal growth, what have you seen just from being around him, being close to him? Coming up. I mean, you're a black belt now under him. Like, what have you seen?
His hair got a lot wider.
For sure.
He gonna beat y'all up.
But no, when he comes in fresh
This is where Christian should have got that sweep right.
Let's see.
Like he should have been awarded points, or he almost got it.
He almost got it.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
One,
With the Kimura grip.
2,
Yeah, that's points.
That was
No,
it wasn't initiated
not
with the
this.
legs.
They wave it off.
They gave him 2.
They wave it
Not
off.
this. There's another one.
Christian stepped his game up, man. He started doing the strength and conditioning too.
same man. I'm
Man,
telling you,
Christian's
I'm telling you
legit,
guys,
bro.
A lot of people are
No,
missing the strength and
I
conditioning.
totally-
I always
because
was.
okay, I'm not saying you need to like stop going to training.
Oh, right here,
And
right
then-
here, right here. Oh.
Whatever.
And then he
Yeah,
gets.
it was
This is where
close.
the end of
Went
the
for the
fight.
arm bar.
This is the end of it
Oh,
right
but dude,
here.
that's like signature Christian, man. He will almost sweep everyone submission right after.
Yep.
You know what was like made me impressed was that he used to always rush through stuff. Like he'll get in good positions and then he'd like rush it, but he's patient. It was like he was methodical.
No, he's gained a lot in the
Yeah.
last
But
year, 2 years.
but he said he was talking about the strength and conditioning.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, so a lot of people think, okay, I'm supposed to put my arm here, put my hand here, and then that's gonna submit him. Like it's gonna be over. But people overlook. There's also like, okay, what if you're tired?
Yeah.
What if it's stronger? You know, you need to muscle out of stuff sometimes. You know, or a lot of the times. You know, and people don't put that into consideration. And then
he was so skinny I couldn't get the belt on him.
Oh,
I was like, fuck, man, I'm gonna have to like cut a hole in his belt to snap it.
That's the hole a lot of people have that I've noticed.
And I was a lot more well dressed this time around. I'm proud of that. Sorry, just had to mention that.
You look good, bro.
Yeah, when it comes to strength and conditioning, I was able to, I don't know, feel just more comfortable, you know? I felt this was one of the few times that I've competed where I felt strong and full of energy. And
you've been putting that extra work in, man. The extra rounds. You're doing your strength and conditioning with Cassidy and them. I mean, like you said, you've got to do it all at this level. You can't just, I mean, you've got to have the marketing and the promoting behind you. You got to be able to do your strength and conditioning. You got to be able to show up and perform.
And I feel like I'm very like non-athletic. Like
you're a high level swimmer though, right? That's like a
yeah.
And you play basketball with us.
So
I mean, your shot's not that good, but you've got a lot of effort.
Yeah.
No, my jujitsu is not. I guess athletic's not the right word. I guess coordinated.
I'll go with that. I agree.
Because when it comes to athleticism, coordination is involved under that umbrella. So I'm not coordinated, right? I don't like do big jumping passes. Like my brother does big jumping passes, and Isai does jumping passes. Ryan,
Ricky didn't know how to run
cartwheels.
No, they work. I'm telling you. You see how many white belts I cartwheel past? It's amazing.
That is not something you should ever say.
Hey, excuse me, guys. Let me turn my sarcasm meter up.
Do you know how many
Turn that up real quick.
You know how many go-go platas I put on fucking beginners?
I hit a go-go plata on one the other day. Off of an omoplata, I just grabbed his head and pulled it down on my foot.
Dude,
Yeah,
I got someone with a weird go. They just kept leaning on me, and I'd like kind of had my feet crossed, like no guard, you know, just in front of me, and they kept leaning on my shin. So I just grabbed the back of their neck and pulled down. I expected him to like just push away. It just like it felt weird.
Yeah, when it comes to my game, it's very like slow and heavy.
The armadillo.
It's the old man thick rig game. It's like
what it
molasses
is?
coming down a mountain.
It is what
Molasses?
he wants to hold you tight and never let you go.
It is true.
It's tender loving care.
Dude,
TLC,
it's
baby.
the
Like a wet
definition of
blanket.
struggle snuggle.
It is like a wet steel blanket. It's like
a wet
or like one of those. Have you had one of those weighted
wet
blankets?
mustache
Have you seen
blanket.
those? The weighted blankets
Yeah,
they
you
have.
told me it was a piece of
It
shit.
was fucking bullshit. My Lisa, she got like some weighted. She's like, "Oh, look what I got with our bed."
Yeah,
and I
weighted
put it on.
blanket.
I'm like, I like to put the blanket between my legs. I don't like
It's
my
like
leg
it's like
section.
it's like a lead
just-
blanket.
It's like you're laying under a fucking X-ray
It's like
vest.
you're
It's
taking a-
terrible.
yeah.
You got to get a body pillow.
It's like fucking terrible. I'm like, just give me a
So, what anime character is on your body pillow?
All of them. It's
Sailor, you got
it's
Sailor. You
15-year-old
got
girl.
Sailor. You got
just
Sailor
faces.
Moon.
No, I got Sailor Uranus. Aren't they named after different planets?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
Sailor Uranus.
Yeah.
But look at this match right here. Veronica Messina, that's the queen of Revolution Dojo and Andressa. It's like a rematch from Submission Hunter.
Yeah, that was a good match too.
But man,
they were all good matches.
it was great. They're very evenly matched, but then Andressa just pulls away in overtime. Got that beautiful knee bar. It was a good match.
Fucking Niba.
Knee bar.
Yeah, fucking Niba.
Playing the 50 Fitch.
And yeah, no, it was a good night.
Veronica's got her braid game is strong. Shout out whoever did your hair.
Looking for recommendations?
I don't know.
Yeah, she gets.
I need my back hair braided.
That'd be
Does
nice.
Andressa compete in Nogi?
Yeah,
she does.
she does.
She's doing Nogi Worlds, I think.
Did she?
'Cause I was training with her this morning, Nogi. So
She's a
she must be
savage.
doing
She's a
something.
beast, man.
Yeah, and because preparing for like third coast grappling, we would split like who's doing gi and who's doing no gi.
She would do some
She
no-gi
would
rounds.
do gi, but she would take her gi off and be like, I still need to do some no gi.
Because Lucas is also, he's switched to the gi season, and it was cool. Like Mo Jocelyn was up there, and he was real impressed with Lucas, and I kind of put him together. I was like, we got to get him out there for ADCC in 2021. He's like, yeah, we'll do something. Like, because I think Lucas would surprise a lot of people at that at 77.
Oh,
you think it would
absolutely.
be 66 or 77 kilos?
I don't know what either is in
66
pounds.
is like 152.
I need to know the American weight.
I think
Yeah,
he'd get
so-
down to 167.
No.
I think
He's 77, right?
66,
66 is 145. So.
145.
Oh,
No,
So
no,
77.
never mind,
So
77.
So that's
then.
what like Gary Tonin, Edwin Najmi, all those guys are at. Yeah. And I think he would do great, honestly.
77 is 170.
Because he's
I think he'd
Would
be
he
good.
need to make the like
You either get invited, or you got to win the
qualify.
trials.
After
Yeah.
the trial.
So I'm trying to like lobby Mo. He loves us. He came out to the after party.
Yeah.
And he's a great dude, man. A good guy to know. He took care of me and Zach at ADCC. It was so we had to return the favor.
That was a pretty hefty stage that night, man.
There's a lot of like the guys from BJJ Fanatics were out there scouting.
A lot of clout.
And we just wanted to bring like the people and get you guys in front and get the people in front of the.
I think
the people that can
because
make
I
some
think
moves.
there's something you miss whenever you're watching it on the stream compared
Oh,
to
the
actually
atmosphere,
being
for sure, yeah.
Like our events are really built for the
live show.
live show,
The environment,
and the atmosphere, and that's something you can't truly grasp like just watching it through the stream.
Like y'all all have competed on it. Like what does it compare like the environment? The electricity in the air. How did y'all feel with it,
Of like compared to a tournament?
or just in general, like
Other fights you've done.
like other super fights that you've done or other stuff?
So I did Fight to Win when it first came to Houston, and it was a very similar, feeling. Because I'm unfamiliar with the stage, right? Like what I mean by that is like I haven't
Everybody's
actually
watching you rather than like a sixth of the audience. watching.
Yeah.
Man,
Like
I don't
a
really
tournament.
think about that shit at all, bro.
I don't feel that.
I don't like
either.
at all.
No.
Yeah, when it came to this, like it could have been 5 people or 1 million people. Really, I just heard Professor Drac, and I was just focused on that.
That's good.
Yeah.
And it just. But I like this better than tournaments.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, just because when it comes to the tournament,
You got to fight multiple times potentially,
not just that.
and you got to pay to do it. You're getting paid to do this.
That's why I've been a little slowing down on the competition lately because it gets expensive, man. And if you don't have sponsors,
You have to get you a sugar baby or something to pay your sponsorship.
Exactly, man.
You
And
go,
even if you have sponsors,
so you go to lunch with them.
even if you have sponsors, like there's like I got sponsors one time, and the obligation was okay. You're supposed to compete this many times a year. You're supposed to do this many things because it's a two-way street. You gotta you're trying to help them promote their stuff.
Yeah.
and then they're
Yeah, for
promoting
sure.
you.
It's a two-way street.
But at the same time, like there's not that many like big tournaments in Texas to begin with. So now you're obligated to compete
Airfare.
a lot. So yeah, exactly. So now the airfare starts coming in, the hotels, and then depending on how much of a deal
That
you
freaky
got,
ain't paying for you.
No, and that's like
Yeah.
thousands of dollars
Exactly.
that your sponsor's
Exactly.
paying. And those guys that are giving money out like that, we've been exposed to a lot of guys that like to give freely, and it's never given freely. There's always something tied to it, and that's not called giving. That's called manipulating.
Absolutely.
Because you're not giving just to give. You're giving to exude control over
You're
somebody.
buying people.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
that's what happened to me, and that's why it kind of turned me off a little bit to the whole sponsorship.
The thing about sponsorships,
It's not all money's good money.
exactly.
sponsors will never come at you or sponsor you if they can't get anything from
Exactly.
you. I mean, it's like
It's never, I just love the sport and I just want to do it. No, it's never
Exactly.
that.
So this is what happened with my sponsor actually. So I showed up, they sponsored me. They were like, "Oh man, I saw you did good at this." I was like, "Yeah." I was excited, because I had done good at the tournament. And then so they sponsored me. They like took care of me for my first tournament. They took care of everything. Like my first tournament under them. I was like, "Hey, this is cool." And then they showed up, and I saw them. And I was like, "These dudes look kind of weird. Something's off with them." They didn't look like I don't know. They look like they didn't know anything about jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
They just talked this big talk. And then I remember something that he said. The first red flags came up. This is at the Dallas Open. He's like, "Man, I'm gonna find me some players here." And I was like, "What?" Like, "Yeah, I'm gonna find me some good players."
Oh boy.
And I was like,
it's like for my fantasy jiu-jitsu team.
"Yeah." I was just kind of like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then he started sponsoring kids. And
Oh, man.
And I was just like, after that, I knew I was like, "Man, what did I get?"
It's
into?
some weird
remember
fetish with
that.
these.
I
It's some
remember that-
weird
I remember
fetish with
that
some of these
tournament.
guys.
I was like, "What did I get into?" So then, ever since
I remember
then,
because I was like, isn't that the guys that
yeah,
sponsor you?
Yeah.
You have to give them a hand job or something.
After then, I was just
didn't have
kind
to.
of like now if I do get a sponsor, I have to at least believe in the product. At least like I have to know what's
Exactly,
going on.
100%.
Like Saloon Door.
Like look at some of
Saloon Door,
these guys.
100%.
I was talking to like Homolo, Edwin, and they're all what makes you can tell why they're where they're at in the game, why they have the notoriety because they're smart and they're transparent and they're honest. Because like we were talking about sponsorships and this and that, they're like, look, man, like Homolo straight up told me and Zach, he's like, yeah, man, I want to help you guys out, but he goes, I want to try the product, see if I can use it and see if I can do it because I can't use something and promote something I don't believe in. I'm not a prostitute.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what he said, and I'm the same way.
Yeah, so
Not a prostitute.
I'm sometimes a prostitute.
was about to say,
for Saloon Door sponsorship, like I tried all their beer, so this is for the sponsorship, and every beer is pretty good. They have more beers coming out.
You've even made some beer, so
Yeah, so I've have to still try that.
I still try my beer.
They're coming out with different beers.
They're coming out with different beers,
We have
so
to
we have to
quality
go there.
control.
Yeah.
Beer's pretty
if the,
good.
Like if the
Is
beer,
that what they told you to say?
like you look at Saloon Door, and that's what a sponsor should do. They're throwing you parties. They're doing that. They're not leveraging their own liquidity to give
Absolutely.
you money. They're doing events to raise money. They're helping organize. They're getting a community involved, and that's what people should do.
that's what we're in. Liquidity, liquid beer,
No, right.
in cans or off of a tap.
Right.
Liquid. I like that. Liquidity.
That's a real word.
That's
bro.
a-
You know that, right?
Zach taught me that word.
Okay,
Yeah,
I think
it means liquid.
Yeah.
Right,
Absolutely.
I think you
Beer.
actually hit on
Liquid
something.
titty.
Like beer.
I think you hit on something that's pretty important.
Liquidity.
Is that Saloon Door does try to help their community, right? So like they try to grow as a business.
Comunidade.
Oh, here's that verbal tap.
They try to grow their business, but they also help locally first because they know that that's
think-
what's
Well,
immediately
I
around
think
them.
Vanessa she had surgery on
She had an ACL reconstruction
On that knee?
from the last fight.
From the last fight?
from
Yeah.
the same knee.
At the same knee.
Wait, so
She hurt herself the first fight and rehabbed it, and then hurt it again. I think.
You think she tore it again?
I don't think she tore it. I think she just.
man,
I think
that's
she tapped
unfortunate,
before.
man. Like you never
But-
really want to see that.
But like,
Yeah.
that's
She's a
still-
great. They're great, man. I like her. Jeff Messina. People don't know her husband that runs Revolution built Warehouse Live. Him and the guy that's my mentor, Jason Price. They built Warehouse Live together. His family, the Messina Group, is like huge. Like that man is like George Strait, like huge country
Messina
artists.
groups, man.
And so Jeff, he's been super cool with me, helping me out with some stuff. But Veronica, she's a straight savage.
hey Ryan, me and George Strait next Third Coast Grappling.
Bro.
I don't know. He's pretty old.
You think he'll?
Why are you picking old men, man? You
think
just,
he'll
had,
beat me?
you just had the biggest win of your professional career, and you're gonna go Carl out like a 60-year-old man.
Hey, real
fucking
talk. Fuck
pathetic.
yeah, do it. Fuck
Pathetic.
it. Fuck him. Fuck it.
I don't know. Hey,
If he says yes,
George.
But no,
Strait.
back to the saloon
Fuck
door.
him up.
Back to the saloon door thing.
I
Look,
didn't
The
say
next
that.
one, the tag team.
I believe so.
Dude, the tag team match was fucking insane.
Dude,
oh wait,
what-
Ryan, what were you gonna say about Saloon Door? Real quick?
With those guys, man, like when we first got involved, we were like, oh man, we got to get money from sponsors and that. But then we got through our year and we realized that these guys might want to give us $1,000 or $2,000 in some free product. But does that money offset the helping each other? We train together, we're good friends, we help each other out. We're at Austin, we're kind of outside consults for us on a few things. Like, why are we gonna just throw away that loyalty and that support and that connection over a couple of $1,000s?
Well, I mean-
they do as much as they can for us to help the community and still run their business. And
Yeah, the thing about Saloon Door with me is that even if I wasn't sponsored, I would still
support them. Yeah,
support them because
Exactly, because you believe in.
yeah,
it's a great product. Yeah.
yeah, I like their product, I like their business.
They're good people.
They're good people.
And then like with Austin and him, you don't feel like you're being there's not some weird give or take there. Like it's always a reciprocal relationship. Like you're not just getting money from him; you're helping them host an event there, so that
Not
you
trying to
feel
scam you.
yeah, so you feel involved in the partnership, and that's what we try to do with our sponsors, like Kicksite and these other big guys that are starting to come in.
You're not getting bamboozled.
Yeah,
It's funny you were talking about sponsorship because
You're not getting hoodwinked.
I literally just got a message.
Oliver, give me another one.
On Facebook.
Come on.
And it said, "Hey,
You're doing amazing.
Would you or any fighters be interested in being sponsored or being a hemp advanced ambassador for this?"
Oh, ambassador.
What
And I was
company
just
is
like,
it?
I don't know. Exactly. I was like, and then I literally, this is what I said, which is funny. I was like, it depends on what it is and on the products.
Tell them it'll cost
I'm
3
picky-
marijuanas.
I'm picky about these things and who who I get sponsored by. I've had
no,
some
sir,
bad
I'm not going to do your
experiences.
heroin.
Yeah, we've had on our own end, man. We've gone through the gamut and we've made some not so good business decisions, but we've also, it all worked out in the end for us and for the best. But it's all learning lessons. You learn who to work with and who not to work with, who to trust, who not to trust, and eventually you get a circle like we have, a good curated circle of people that we know. Whether we get on each other's nerves sometimes, we know we can come to one another, and and it's real shit. It's not going to be a bunch of bullshit. I don't have to jerk you off behind a counter or something.
No, it's in front of
You
the
don't have
counter,
to.
On top of the counter.
Like this match right here, this is the guy Rob. I was like, man, Rob, this is a tough one. This
Man
Sagan
Rob?
kid.
His
Rob,
name's Man Rob?
Rob
Hey,
now-
Man Rob.
Rob, man.
he's got
Rob
the
Man.
hypnotic rash guard set, looking fresh.
I was like,
This was a good match.
I saw him backstage. I was like,
Lucas,
who is
I used to
this guy?
wear spats on my nogi uniform or under my gi pants because my legs sweating was kind of weird when I first started training. Lucas finally told me, he goes, sorry if anybody gets offended by this. What are you? You'll know only faggots wear their spats underneath their gi pants. He goes, in Brazil, we sometimes don't even train with any pants. And ever since then, I had to get rid of the spats.
Wait, so
hang on a second.
Hold up. That he can't be calling you that hard
You
R.
gotta do that.
Sorry, the hard F.
That hold up.
But yeah, girlfriend. Wait a second.
No, it was kind of like, hey, that's kind of.
But then he can't be like,
gay.
we do pants.
He can't say we go pantsless.
Yeah.
He goes, we'll go pantsless. He goes, man, we train outside with the heat. Sometimes in Valley Churro shorts. You know, it's no big deal.
Man, so sometimes I wonder how much of what Lucas says is actually accurate, and then I wonder how much of what he says is like, do y'all really use fag that much? Because one time I was talking to this white belt, and I was like, hey, make sure you breathe in and out through your nose. Don't pant out of your mouth because you'll get a stomach cramp. Like you'll get that abdominal cramp. And he was like, you know what we call that in Brazil? He's like, fag pain. And I'm like, Lucas, what? And he was like, yeah. One time I told my uncle I was feeling that, and he was like, oh, you having fag pain? And I'm like, this sounds like the most made up context story.
He always says some
ever.
goofy shit to me in class. Always.
If you know Rio, and it's like
Who's Rio?
Rio de Janeiro.
She dances.
Robert De Niro's brother.
in the sand.
Who is this?
homosexuals, it's a hate. Like there's a lot
Like a machismo thing. Like,
Yeah, it's common there to like be able to outwardly display hate for gay people.
For gays.
and like working with Brazilians has like it's good.
Don't forget Jesus, people.
Like working with Brazilians, they have some that are it's like some good and some bad. Like Herber Santos,
Right here.
Brazilians are super gangster with
Dude,
their
this
money.
dude went out.
You'll negotiate a purse and then they'll come back
forget
and ask.
Dude, he's out right
don't
there.
forget
That angle on the armbar, but no, they're gangster, man. They'll be like try to get every last penny out of you. Just be like, man, we already came up on a deal. Why are you gonna come back and ask me for more money?
out. Or what?
Yeah,
Dude, that guy was tripping me out backstage because he just looked like he was getting ready for like a photo shoot.
Dude, that was supposed to be Andrew Tackett.
I'm like, what are you?
No, that's not Andrew
doing back
Tackett.
there?
That was supposed to be
It was
Andrew
supposed to
Tackett.
be.
Man, he looks just like him.
He like
And here I am, and Zach's like, you gave the wrong belt out. And I really did give the wrong belt out, and I just played it off. I was like, nah, man, we're just gonna give the. Just get it.
I'm like, he's not supposed to get a belt.
But it said title fight on fucking Oliver's notes, so I was
It
Yeah.
absolutely did.
Yeah, Oliver
And it was
did.
because we replaced Tackett that it didn't make it,
So-
but it didn't get updated. So,
yeah.
So I was like, great job.
But it did
Great
get
job.
updated on a
Yeah.
different
And his dad's
list.
like, let's take a picture.
but we were looking
I'm
at
like,
the
cool.
commentary cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
And so but on the spot he goes, I'm not gonna say.
Look at your fucking microphone cable there. I gotta do a
know.
fucking.
Dude,
like,
honestly,
you gotta tell.
I was trying to get farther out in the map, but someone was sitting on my cable, so I couldn't walk any farther.
Why that happened?
I was like,
Why the fuck is he on a microphone cable?
We had
keep my
What
ass
is this?
on
A
a-
fucking 1970 fucking
my ass
Johnny
on a
Cash
leash,
concert?
bro.
wireless for every event.
Except this
I'm
one.
telling you, it threw me off. Like, cause I fought on a lot of
It
shows.
threw you off.
And I remember just walking out there, and then like I don't notice
Damn.
these things. I don't notice a lot of these things, but I literally noticed the wire on the mat.
See, look right here. I'm like, hey, can you give me my fucking
Excuse
microphone?
me, lady. Can you get your ass
Yeah.
off of my microphone cord?
I was like, say, girl, give me a couple inches.
Hey, people in the $1,000 seats, get off my mic cable.
Look,
Get the fuck off of the
You paid for
microphone.
the seat, not the microphone.
No, but I gotta
the
say,
screen was there.
You should. And next event, megaphone,
I will.
megaphone.
and you do the megaphone through the microphone, you'll sound like Marilyn Manson
It'll
on
be
Sweet
good,
Dreams.
Dude, I'm just gonna go like get in the front of the stage and just lean over and yell at people, just like yell in their.
No, the funny thing is you'll watch Serge on the front of the stage, and he looks like a ceiling cat, like a meme. Like his head will be up here, and he's just like,
Dude.
his little, you just see half of his face, and he's like,
Hey, shout out one of the most underrated performances of that evening
Surge.
was by Surge. That dude was hopping around like if a cat
Pedro
took
gets this
ninjutsu
dude.
for 8 months, that would have been Surge. That dude was
Surge
nimble
is-
as fuck,
He is the most nimble round person ever.
bro.
and like
He was
Dean,
jumping all
like
over the
Dean's
place.
trying to come up in his game, but Dean keeps losing weight. He's gonna be smaller than all of us here soon. You see how much weight that guy's lost?
Dude's fucking
120
slimming
pounds
up,
he's
dude.
lost.
Dude's slimming up, man. He looking good.
He's easy to move around now, thank God.
Yeah, he had me in side control today.
How'd that go? I remember when you and him would kind of beef back in the day. Like Isai and Dean would get on the wall. Isai would try to throw him through the
See,
drywall.
I hear all these stories all the time. Oh, you had beef with this person.
Well, it
Like,
might
you know
be
I'm
beef on
vegetarian,
their
right?
I
end.
was about
Maybe.
to say I've never had beef with anyone.
See, dude, it was like for a while there was like a group of people that hated you because of what you did to Dean, and it was
There's
like
always a group of people that hates you, Saeed. It's always,
I used to hate him. I love him now,
it's
but
funny because I never like notice these things. It's just I'm just going.
I mean, dude,
along
it's just who you are. But I get it. So like Professor Brandon even said it. Like you got to be kind of guarded. I mean, until you get to know people, because people come and go all the time. You want to keep giving your energy and your efforts into people that are just going to disappear. You know. Man, Pedro was fucking on fire.
Dude, Pedro
Watch this armbar when he whips around on it. Watch.
Just watch.
X choke, motherfucker.
Oh, you know
And
that's
props
sad,
to props to this guy for stepping up.
He's so fucking strong.
Dude, when you train with him, it's just like it's not even
How
fun.
much does he weigh?
He just put
Pedro's
his
like 190.
entire
He's like a
weight-
junkyard
he just
dog,
put
dude.
his
He's going
entire
after
weight
you.
of his body, like
Here it comes.
on
Watch
his
this.
fist,
Watch.
Like
Here, watch him spin on this. This like whips around on
Is
it.
this a belly down?
It's like a spinning kind of.
No, I don't think he goes belly down.
It's pretty gnarly.
I don't remember. I might show that one. So lately, I've been thinking about showing more content on my Instagram, just like more just techniques and stuff in there. So I'm thinking about showing.
There it is.
belly down.
Woo!
Oh yeah,
It is belly
It was
down.
belly down.
Damn it!
But it wasn't the way I do it. But
And then he finishes right there with that angle.
Yeah,
Oh,
dirty.
that's it.
Damn.
Look at that fucking.
Dirty.
that's bad. That's popping right
Dirty. Yeah, he needs to put it on the side a little bit. Dirty.
Dude, he steps on his face. He steps on his face to drive him down.
He's a dude. Every time I go to West Chase, hey, you want to train? And then I just get fucking guillotined. My throat
he's
hurts
so
for like
crazy.
a week. It's unreal training
I
that
might
guy.
start training there every now and then.
Like Christian goes like every Mondays and Wednesdays, and now he helped his game a lot.
yeah.
Oh, it helps. It helps to see new faces.
You got like Servando over there and all those real big wrestling heavy guys like Servando and Niles, and I mean it's a different deal.
Yeah.
Niles reminds me of a mini Servando.
And he's an animal.
I can see that.
Now we're doing the Niles Josh Walker fight in March. You know who Josh Walker is, right? The black dude that fought JT Little, and that's the one that Olpiano got in the incident with the chair and all that.
Oh shit.
And so it was the match between Josh Walker and Niles that caused all that. So we're gonna run it back. I promised Josh if he won this one, we'd run it because I've been pushing it off, and now I'm just like, fuck it, YOLO, let's go. We're gonna do it.
Give him piano a free chair on the side.
No, we're gonna remove all chairs. All chairs are gone.
Old Piano's gonna be the only coach that has to stand.
Yo, Piano.
we should have made this match longer.
Have y'all seen Piano's?
Yeah, 10 minutes. I think we need to go to.
Shoe game?
Piano has
Yeah.
the best shoe game out of
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
every.
And you know who plugs him?
I can believe
plug?
that.
Jiu-Jitsu owner.
Mike Trent's is plugged. Like Mike Trent's guys, they all get them all the Yeezys and all that limited shit. And
Tell him to hook me up too, man.
they got their own sauna up there at West Chase too.
Yeah.
Like it's dope, man.
West Chase is
super
legit,
nice.
dude.
It's-
It's legit.
That's the gold standard of.
Here comes
Dude,
it.
here it is. Dude, this was the tag team match. This was fucking
Yo, man.
insane.
I remember at one point I was like, in my head, I thought this as I was sitting in the front, and I was like, "Is this motherfucker about to choke this?"
Dude, no, no, it threw me off like because like right off the rip, the guy gets tagged in and he's got Stephanie in like a worked Kimura. And I'm just sitting there like,
What if he breaks her fucking arm? Like
that was what was going through my head. I'm sitting there, I'm like, Oliver, I'm like,
I know, dude. We're sitting there. We're like,
Like, what is this fucker?
Like, dude,
what did we do?
He let up because the audience started booing.
Booing.
They started booing a couple times.
when he was about to guillotine her.
He let it up.
He was about to guillotine her at one point, and he let go. Like Mackenzie's on them heel hooks. Shout out Jordan Holy. Speaking of Jordan Holy, he's the one that helped me out with this idea.
Holly.
I call him Holy because he loves the Jesus, and if he wants to play that, Jesus shtick, he's gonna get called Jordan Holy.
Jordan Holy.
He loves the Jesus.
That shit makes me cringe, but I mean, whatever. To each their own. Fucking whatever. All right, but yeah.
Anyways, shout out to him.
Shout out Jesus.
Can that be the title of the episode? He loves the Jesus.
I like how he was like, "Nah, I'm not going in." She tried to tag him. And he was like, "Nah,
You got this.
But it was. We're gonna make this 10 minutes next time, and I think if we can get it done. Watch this. He just tosses her right. No, he was
Hey,
good.
that was good, like response by Stephanie.
Yeah.
She recovered the guard and everything.
Hey, she's one of your private students, right?
right here.
Is this where they were booing?
Yeah, dude. Look at this. Like, and he's like, she's not gonna tap. Look, he's got it back there, dude.
He looks down at her. He's like, "You
You crazy motherfucker.
you gonna do this?"
Look at this shit.
Like,
now,
what if he would have
Popped it.
She tapped.
No, yeah, she's like,
and now like her
Now the
boyfriend's
boyfriend comes in like, what did you just make?
you just tap my you just tap my girlfriend right in front of me, motherfucker.
I think Alan said something like that on the comments.
He's like, oh.
now the angry boyfriend comes in.
And Baca didn't give a fuck. He was going for those heels too. I mean, they're heavy on the leg locks at the Holy Grail. But Rob has gotten a lot better, man, from just the first time he competed
all
for
about
us.
submission,
Yeah,
huh?
for sure.
He's a West Chase.
Yeah, first team to 5
there was no
submissions, no
tracking
points.
points on this one.
First
No.
team to 5
No,
submissions.
submission.
So we're gonna go to 10 minutes next time, and then I'm gonna let the people roam their half of the mat like they did. You don't have to stay static in one place, but let them roam to make more tags more accessible. And I was talking to Oliver. I was like, man, I want to find a way to do like a triple threat match, or I want to do something gimmicky that we develop on our own.
This is actually pretty. This worked out
This
way
was legit.
better than I thought it was going to.
expected,
Honestly, like you should harness this. Like,
No, we're definitely gonna keep doing
refining
it.
this shit.
We're gonna do more tag teams.
Hey, Ricky, you down to do a tag team?
I am down.
I'm down to do a
Rivas
tag
bro-
team.
No, I told
Rivas
Zach.
Brothers tag team.
The Cordova brothers versus.
Cordovas versus the Arandes. So like
That's good.
How's the weight wise?
That's a good
I
one.
keep it under probably 300 pounds or 320 depending on the weight classes and the guys.
Kevin's small.
What do you mean? You'd weigh in?
Damien's small.
So
It's a combined weight.
Yeah.
You make a
Damien's
combined weight, so one can be fatter than the other.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Oliver, you want to do it?
Hell no, bro.
No, but-
I don't want to be your slim dude.
But when I brought this to Zach, I was like, you know what, we're going to do a tag team match. But it wasn't just that it was tag team. It was that
Okay.
they've competed for us before. It was a brown belt and a blue belt. I knew it would still be safe. And that Mackenzie's team, the Holy Grail, they actually trained this in class because Submission Underground and them did it. Look at her. She's jumping on his neck. And she's like,
shit.
not my motherfucking
Not my-
man.
Wait,
Shit.
what happened? Why'd she tag?
They both tagged.
They
in.
both tagged.
And then she jumped on her back and his rear naked choking the shit out of
Who
her.
ended up winning this, by the way?
Mackenzie and
Mackenzie,
Steven
yeah.
Baca. She got
It
the
was
tap.
two-
So
2-0.
it was man ass versus woman ass.
Mackenzie's like, fuck.
She's like, tag.
Oh, yeah,
Look at
I
this.
saw this part, and he went straight to the back. Oh.
See how awesome that was? The mood in the event like went.
It's so crazy.
Look at Mo and like Brian Cushing in the corners, like what the fuck?
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck is going
So
on?
I think the key there is whenever you tag.
Lena Perez.
So
Lena Perez.
look, check
She
this
was
out.
like, that was so awesome.
She's like, this is the best event I've ever been to. She goes, it's normally Gabe. She's like, I would love Joel's event.
So look,
She likes jujitsu too. She said she knows
this
jujitsu. She's
this
like,
part right here, when it comes to tagging, I think there's a strategy when it comes to tagging. If you overstretch yourself, then you're in a horrible position once the
Whenever
person
it's-
Because the
switches.
person gets scrambled out.
Yeah, so you should never really tag
Like stretched out.
stretched out. Like that's
But the ones I like are the ghost tags where it's like they tag the leg and they jump on and then the other person tags and like you'll see them when all four of them are in that once here pretty soon. I think it's coming up. Like when they start moving around the edge, because I told them they had to stay in a corner, but then the ref was like, fuck it, let them go. So we'll let them roam their half. See right here, the double tag. Watch, he jumps on
It's
her.
nuts.
This is I don't get this.
This is crazy.
Yeah, so that was a
Yeah,
little.
I
That was a
don't
little.
get that.
That was a little messy, man. I think that should
That
have
was
been a little
messy.
cleaner.
No, watch, here it comes.
I watch.
That's not the one.
This one he tags with the leg.
Yeah.
So look, I think the outside people shouldn't be able to tag in. The in people will need to tag them in, right? So the outside person can't just touch the leg and jump in.
But that's part of tag team wrestling is that
No,
you can
it's
tag
not.
them.
No, it's not.
We need to make it hand on hand. We need to make it hand on hand contact.
yeah. No, I think
Ass
in
to ass.
wrestling,
Ass to
You
ass.
can tag their back. In pro wrestling, you can tag their back. And jump
I'm not
in.
sure if that's real.
Brother, I watched
brother,
I immediately turned into Hulk Hogan right there.
brother. Let me tell you
Listen
something,
here, brother. Listen here, brother.
That's
Zach is telling
hilarious,
us all
man.
to get off the mics.
Yeah, because I keep clipping mine.
Sorry.
Sorry, Zach.
Fucking fun, whatever.
We never said we were
Sorry,
professionals at this.
Sorry,
all right?
brother.
We're practicing amateurs. Brother.
Like Stephanie's trying to like pull her out, and Mackenzie's like, nah.
So
Mackenzie's made some. Go ahead.
So what's the
This is so
area?
funny.
What's the area rules like? Like where are they allowed to hang out?
Generally, I had them at each corner where they had to stay on their knees.
But they're not in the
But no, and then they started moving, and I was like, "Fuck it, let it go."
Yeah, well, I mean, of
Oh,
course,
people
it's
started booing right here.
Yeah, he's guillotining her,
He like let it go because people were booing.
and she's like, "Fuck you, I'll guillotine you, motherfucker." And then that was a not smooth little.
A nut smooth. That was one of those nut smooth.
Oh, this is where they she tags with leg.
Watch.
tags with the leg.
Now watch.
Oh,
Takes it back.
oh, shite!
See, look.
Shite in
and
the
look-
bucket.
Shiza.
And she's trying to tag him. And he's like, "Nah, honey, you ain't coming in here with this." But that was it went off great. I mean, I had a feeling because I've watched a lot of me and Zach don't just like go in here and like, oh man, let's make a match like this. I like obsessively research
again.
this stuff, and like
That's good.
it's not just like some made up shit. I mean, yeah, some of the names I came up with on the toilet, but I mean,
That's where the best
for the most
work
part,
happens.
it's pretty thought out.
He should definitely tag her right now, so and she can jump on his back.
You imagine like grabbing him by
Right,
oh there it is,
there
they
you
tag, and she jumps on him. Referee drags him out of
So
the way.
hey, let me ask you this: what happens if one of them can't continue?
Look,
The match is over.
Nah,
Really?
bro.
I mean, I guess you could let one of them
Death
go, right?
match.
If one gets injured, then I guess
man,
So look, that gives incentive to break
Yeah.
or
Let
to
me-
go to sleep.
one thing I'd like to try is like a 3-man like knockout. Like instead of a full 5 quintet, like do teams of 3 versus teams of 3 because we do it in the garage when we would train over there. I think you've been there when we've done it. When we've done like when we did the quintet like 5-on-5 matches, you've been there.
I don't think so.
But that's a really cool dynamic. You just have like your 3 versus 3, and then if you win, you stay in. You lose, you go out, and you get stay in. You have a guy win like William Tackett submitted the whole Israeli team. They had like this big team event in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
He submitted 5 people in a row on the fucking Israeli team. He was the only guy. One guy took 5 people out,
he was
submitted
like
them all.
Lachlan Giles or
Lachlan Giles,
It was
yeah.
unreal. But yeah, that was a great match.
That was super entertaining, man.
It was interesting.
I gotta do something about those neck rolls. I don't know.
I was talking to Jake Shields about we're talking about marketing there's like zero marketing for UFC now, and
It's all behind the paywall. There's no
it's all-
incentive.
they rely on the athletes.
They're independent social medias and stuff.
To be the promoters.
Well, the UFC actually pays incentives to fighters that are actually out there promoting and doing what they're doing. And we watch that too. I know who's promoting, who's selling themselves. And you know what? Even some guys on my own team, they fucking drop the ball and
But
it is what it is.
So
Ryan, I'm sorry.
Hey, look, I'm not going to even say, you know what? You're my boy. Love you to death. But there are a lot of people from the school selling tickets. So I understand that it's hard to do that. But at the same time, fucking putting a Facebook twice a week, Facebook post, putting a fucking Instagram post, putting the effort in where it takes like 5 seconds. That's all we want. We just want an effort. That's it.
I almost sold out my tickets. The only reason why I didn't sell out was because I had saved 2 for a friend.
But yeah, I know like you guys have, there was a lot of people selling at the school.
Oh,
you were
for
worried
sure.
about your weight cut,
It's hard to sell like whenever you have like a lot.
Honestly,
of
we were
people
trying
in
to
the
help
same
each
event.
other.
Yeah,
so
we were. Yeah,
we weren't trying to sell more tickets than we had.
Well, there's people that turned in that sold 2 tickets. They sold 0 tickets. They asked for 50 and sold 7 tickets.
Yeah.
Well, as far
Like-
as us goes, that like staff, we were like, "Are you sold out?" Where he's got tickets, like
I knew
he's
you
got
guys did what you were
so
supposed
we were just
to.
trying to help each other out to sell all the tickets we had on hand.
And then there's like fighters that had just competed for us that sold a bunch for an event just like in October. And like it's hard to go back and do a hard sell on the people that you just sold that just came to see fight.
No. Plus, it's Christmas coming up too.
Yeah, so people didn't have it still was a great crowd. I mean, we still had
It
over
was an awesome
1,000
event.
people in there. We sold a bunch at the walk up, and it was an electric
Who were
environment.
the guys in those fucking Walmart Santa suits?
That's classic
That's
grappler.
Classy Grappler. You know the guy that does all the memes?
Yeah, but who else?
Yeah,
That's his
I'll tell you
entourage,
offline
bro.
what happened.
No, I heard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause-
You heard what happened?
Yeah.
So, bro.
So like there was a guy.
I got mad.
There was a guy there
That's
that
bullshit.
said he was like trying to make everybody do the wave.
Yeah, that's
because I guess
cool.
Gordon said that if he did the wave, like I'm sorry, Jordan. If Jordan said he did the wave, then like
Jordan Hyen.
he would party on him or something like
You know
that.
what Gordon did? Like he told everybody like he was going, and then he did the shady hour sneak out because he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go home and get my contacts." And I texted him, I go, "You're not coming back, motherfucker." And he goes, "I know." So you see on Instagram, him and his chick just doing like a reenactment of the Bo Nickel fight, her triangling him, and like whatever, man. He's on a partier. We went out to dinner last night.
Yeah,
So here's a
I saw
funny
that.
story. I didn't tell anybody this shit, but I told you, I took 4 NyQuil like 30 minutes before I get the text. Hey, we're gonna go to dinner. Where should we go? And I'm like, in bed, laying there watching TV, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta go do this. So I get in my truck, I drive downtown to the Nifas on Navigation, and then they're like, hey, y'all want a margaritas? You want this? Everybody's drinking, we're having a good time. And I drink half of it, and I feel my face just turn flush red, and I'm like starting to like get gnawed, and I ate my food, and I just tell everybody bye, and I get in the car, and I literally had to pull over twice because I was nodding, and I kept doing that. I had the windows rolled down, the
Damn,
music
bro.
cranked up, and like It was scary. I got home and
Be
immediately
safe.
just
Call
went-
people next time.
Gordon asked him twice, "Are you sleeping?" He's like,
He's like,
So I'm sitting, they're like, so what's? They're like, man, you look worn out. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm just really hungover.
So shout out to Gordon and
It was bad,
sorry
dude.
for the
Like,
NyQuil.
but it's one of those things. I was like, well, I gotta fucking get through this. I used to do way heavier drugs than NyQuil and still make it through.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, but you weren't as old as you are now.
That is true.
shut the fuck up. I'm not that old.
You're experienced.
Zach's older than all of us. No, actually, sorry. Oliver has Grandpappy fist striper.
That's right. Oliver is the old.
Here's a great one.
Why is
Lucas
it-
and
Pop, pop.
so what people didn't know, Lucas was tripped out. Don Zani was like, you know that list Professor Marcelo was on for best Brazilian MMA guys?
Yeah.
He's number 3 right now. Don Zani is in
Yeah.
Brazil. So the guys and he's
Ooh, right there.
oh man,
Popping.
inverted.
It's
"How did
popping.
Taylor
He's on
know
the
that?"
side.
It's on and
He's
popping.
the head instructor Cabrinha BJJ Houston at O Athletic where she coaches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she does a wrestling
Dude,
coach over there.
right there. Nasty.
Look at that shit, dude.
Drax face. Drax like. "Eee."
Look at Mo up in the corner right there. Everybody's cringing. I was doing the same thing. I was cringing my ass off.
His legs fucked up.
That dude's not walking well today.
He said he was fine. He goes, "Oh, brother, I walk it off, no problem."
Nah, his legs fucked up.
No,
He's
look
a-
at him. Look at him. Look at him.
He's
No,
trying to jog.
no.
Look at how good I am. Never
But
mind.
Lucas said he was because Lucas came up. He's like, "Man, why you not tell me this guy?" I was like, "Man, it doesn't matter. You're gonna do your thing." And then he was like, he kept trying to leg lock him, but he would get the knee line clear because he was so stocky.
Yeah.
It was hard for him to get a
Was
bite.
Lucas surprised by him?
Yeah, he was surprised. He's like, "This motherfucker, I popped his knee like in 3 different situations. And he still wouldn't tap." He's like, "I popped it with the
Like,
first
he wasn't
one."
ready. Like Lucas didn't recognize the name, so he wasn't mentally ready that he was gonna have a guy that wasn't.
It's not his real name. His real name is Vinny Zani or something like that. You
He didn't
know.
know he was gonna have a guy that would not tap to knee pops.
It was like Gary Tonin versus Lucas, like when they fought in EBI. Gary Tonin's
Jerry
just
Jones like,
ripping.
who the fuck is this guy?
He's just ripping those heel hooks on Lucas, and Lucas eats him like his cold face. I was like, "Fuck!"
That's
yeah,
insane,
and that
dude.
was probably the exact same feeling right there.
Just ate him. That's a nice suit you got there, Oliver. It looks pretty nice.
I like that
Thanks,
cord
buddy.
that's hanging from your microphone.
Thanks,
Your
man.
fucking rat's tail.
I named it Steve. Steve.
You just read.
I'm like, Jesus, dude. It's tug of war, man.
And Lucas, look at you like
He was like, am I supposed to walk towards you now?
Yeah, get closer,
look how
dude.
tight the fuck
No,
Underneath your arm, man. Give me some slack. What the fuck's up?
fucking
We need fucking
professional,
wireless
bro.
mics on every third coast.
Hey, can
grappling
we get a
show
wireless
ever.
mic sponsor?
He was tugging that thing under his.
That's how you hit.
Yeah, look at that. Look at
You're
that.
like
He's
you're trying to
tucking
get.
it in.
It's like you're trying to start a lawnmower.
Tighten
over
that
here.
elbow. When he passes it to Lucas, his chest level. Look, his chest level.
I'm like, hey, Lucas, how's your dick feel about this match? Straight down.
Oh,
Look
God.
at him, he's laughing and shit.
He's like, Oliver's looking back like, motherfucker, can I get some more cord?
You obviously looking over here seeing shit's going down. Help a brother out.
Hey, next time we got to just keep it to like 3 and 3 tables on the stage. I think 8 was too much.
Oh, shit, man.
I mean, and we only sold 6. We gave 2 away, so we need to sell 6 next time because that's fucking packed. Look at Brian Cushing's big ass in the background over there. It's creepy. We put him and Nicky Rod next to each other when I introduced them, and that dude makes Nicky Rod look small. Because Brian Cushing's like 6'5", 270, and just jacked, and Nicky Rod's just like
What did
230.
Nicky say about the event? Did he love?
Oh, he was fuck. I want to go out there right now and fuck somebody up. That's what he's saying. He was all pumped up.
He's such a Guido. It's hilarious.
He is such a Guido.
He's like straight up Jersey Shore fucking. Yeah.
He went up to Homelo. He's like, "Hey, bro, how much you weigh, bro? Like, you lift? Like,
Do you live? Nah,
Jim
did
Tan-
you see
Jim Tan
Homie
Lover,
Low?
motherfucker.
Dude, Homo was jacked.
Holy Jesus,
he's a
dude.
monster.
He's
He's a
been
monster.
lifting all
Dude.
the weights.
And like he hit me, he was just always checking in with me. Hey, brother, my weight cuts this and that. Can we do this? And he stayed in. He was so excited about this, and for him to go out there and get a win like that, I was super happy for him because he
Yeah.
was like, "This is probably gonna be my last one. If I lose, I can't." Like he's on the verge of retirement. Now he's like, "Hey, I got a couple left in me." He's a
Look,
fucking warrior.
Look, this is where Ryan goes, "You want a shot in a beer?" And I go, "No, just a beer." And then he goes, "So you want a shot in a beer?" And watch my reaction.
It's a great reaction.
Buffering.
Professor.
That was actually his reaction.
All right.
It's coming.
Was Brandon talking to him, pointing his finger down?
Y'all drink a lot of those fucking lawnmowers or whatever they were. Like
Yeah.
Alan looks like Alan looks like your drunk uncle on
Those are
Thanksgiving.
all Allen. Yeah.
Dude, Alan looks like he's about to give you a fucking
here.
guest
Here it is,
lecture
here it
on
is.
paleontology.
You want a shot in a beer? I think this is
No, that's when I had to get the card to keep the tab open.
Just a beer. Just a beer. Ryan's like,
He did the head tilt. He's like, just a beer. And then you look at him.
Zach and me are exactly like in that regard. Somebody asked me if I want a beer shot. I can't say no. I'm just like, yeah, okay. So we were just drinking Jack Daniels shots all night.
yeah, that burned.
And then we got to the fucking Lucky's and they're like, we got to the Mordew here. And they're like, here's 20 shots. And I just fucking handed them out everywhere. And it's
Alan's like Randy Quaid and fucking.
No, you know who Alan reminds me of? Which is, I say this all the time, and once I say it, people can't unsee it. Sebastian.
Oh no, yeah, for sure.
Sebastian, the comedian.
For sure.
who the fuck is Sebastian?
Watch one of his stand-ups.
You know, he
Watch
looks
his
like
mannerisms.
the college professor that is banging the students.
Sebastian.
That's what he looks like.
Yeah.
He looks like the college professor.
Just listen to Alan talk, and then listen to one of Sebastian.
So
Yeah. But you know what? Because he lived in Chicago for a long time, so I don't know if that has a lot to do with it too.
probably
That's he's one of my favorute people out there. I love Professor Allen.
Alan's hilarious. I like Alan a lot.
And he will party with the best of them, man. He's awesome.
I love Sebastian, bro.
No, but he had his turtleneck on, and his line of the
he
event
has
last
a
time.
corduroy fucking jacket on.
Yeah, his highlight of the last
insane.
event was somebody and Professor Brandon goes, "That's a high turtleneck you got on there." Professor Brandon goes, "It's because I'm high level." I love that guy, man. He's awesome.
So funny, man.
But yeah, Zach, I think you balanced them out pretty well, and I think that's kind of going to be your that's got to be your shtick, the voice of reason.
Yeah,
yeah.
the guy that knows who the fighters' names are.
Yeah, the guy that doesn't call the fucking number one dude. All the fanboys,
The technical
were shitting
wrangler.
dude, I'm talking
Jordan Ryan.
the worst production and commentary I've ever seen in my fucking life, like all over Flow Grappling. And I'm like, come on, man. It's like, it's commentary for everybody, not just BJJ nerds. And then they fucking tear into me. And it's fucking, and it's just like, you can't win with those people because they are
can't win with the social
the
media.
BJJ nerds, keyboard warriors that just want to hate because they hate their own fucking lives.
Yeah, of course.
Miserable motherfuckers. I've been that guy. I've been that
Tapping
fucking
keys.
guy. So I get it.
But I still think it's so funny he called him Jordan Ryan.
That's the first thing I sent him.
It's only the main card.
Every time.
If
He
you
goes,
fucking look at the
Jordan,
name.
Jordan.
Look at the name.
G
How would
is
you
not
ever-
fucking G as if it's by itself. It's not a G sound.
It's-
Genuine, maybe. Genuine?
G and a G, Gina G,
Genuine.
Dude,
Gina
so
Gina G,
Brandon has to be like
Gina G.
the most fucking generic white guy from Texas to fucking say Jordan Ryan. Like he pronounced the G in the Spanish way to make that pronunciation.
Well, maybe he's trying to
only
be
a guy
cultural.
from Texas can do that
He's being cultural.
and still sound fucking white as fuck. Jordan Ryan.
Copa.
Jordan.
Where's Jordan?
Jordan Ryan.
Where the fuck was that from?
Ryan.
What beer are you on? Oh, you're on the...
4 to 7.
4 to 7.
Actually, yeah, guys, I gotta bounce.
Oh
right
my
now.
God,
I think
Jesus!
You know what I think,
maybe
maybe?
again.
What do you think? Wrap it up?
I got a private lesson tomorrow morning early, so
Are we still meeting at 10?
You wrap it up.
Yeah.
You wrap it up.
All right,
Oh,
guys.
we're wrapping it up.
Hey,
Oh,
so let me shout something out.
yeah.
So we've got January 19th coming up, the kids event. It's going to be awesome. Then we've got February 1st, the qualifiers 3. And then March 14th, we've already got Pat Downey versus Nicky Rod 2 confirmed. Wrestling versus grappling again. Maybe we'll get Berto a rematch so he's not such a little crybaby loser over here.
Stop trying to finger blast the fucking president, bro.
On that note, I'm going to break a black belt's fingers and have a good night.
Have a good night. All right. Well, yeah. On behalf of the Fifth Strike Podcast, good night, everybody, and bring in that sick beat.
Have a good day.